Avast, ahoy, and g'day once again to ye mateys! I be your inspiringly gripping and outlandishly rousing DM Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more satisfaction than crafting a working handgun from a length of plywood, 2 staples, and a VCR cassette tape to welcome you back to Corsair's Cove for another episode in my Humblewood world for more of monsters and magic. With me, I have my hearty crew, the stimulating Daria Surname Redacted, the electrifying Karen Schlink, and the intoxicating Brendan Ellis. So, let's talk about these lovely folks. Oh my god, he admitted it. Hey, Fajuk. Hey, Bishop Blood. Hey, Kitty Snowbeans, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Lilith, hello as well. Guys, who the absolute heck are you? Daria, who the heck are you?
I moved so far away from the screen and I'm still like in your fucking grip on stream. I can't stop laughing. My name is Daria. I'm an artist. I did the portraits and the emotes of the channel, and I'm here on Thursdays playing Julio and apparently staring deep into your soul because my camera for some reason gets me like real close. on the fucking Zoom, I am pretty fucking far. I don't know what this is about.
Oh, you are. I could probably fix that. Yeah.
It's up to you. This is
Daria
funny.
is also, I've discovered recently, as in I think it's brand new of today, you can attribute artwork of the emotes to the artist.
Yes, you can.
So
Yes.
I have done that. You, all of our emotes that you did are now attributed to you. I don't know
Nice.
what that means, but that's awesome, I think. Karen, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Karen, sometimes known as the Mother of Bunnies. I'm a performer, a writer, internet addict. You can follow me on Twitter X, at Mother O Bunnies. Just still enjoying riding that dumpster fire train over there. Or you can follow my much more stable cabaret persona, Miss Lola Moore, over on Instagram. And you can listen to my dulcet tones on the D&D podcast Fair Be Dragons. And I think that's about it. Otherwise, I'm kind of just around here, lurking.
Existing.
Subtly. Right behind Josh, though. He's never quite sure.
Yeah. And, Jack, hello. Extreme incompetence. Oh, I see, I like that, yes. She went zeeting. Oh, you mean closer? Okay. Hey, Jack, how are you? Brendan, who the heck are you?
Hello, I'm Brendan. I'm Brensa in chat. I'm a little pog lord. And hey, since Jack is here, I don't know, have we done an actual announcement yet?
I've sort of been talking about it, but yeah, go for it.
Well, let's do it. So, next Thursday is the three-year anniversary of the Humblewood world as DM'd by Josh the Pirate. So what else would make more sense than for us to have a Humblewood 3-shot not DM'd by Josh the Pirate? I will be DMing for the first time on this channel. And the 3-shot will be starring Jack's character Tali, as we first saw in the Candlekeep. I keep wanting to say Candlewood. No, in the Candlekeep Christmas ridiculous series that we had in December last year.
Yes.
So tune in for the next 3 Thursdays for that. That should be exciting and also either really funny or really cringe or both.
Yeah.
So tune in and let me know how
Both is
I'm
good.
doing for my first time DMing on stream.
Given that Brendan is one of the people who taught me how to DM, I am not concerned. It's why I am handing the reins of my Humblewood world to Brendan, as the first person to truly DM in it other than me. Which is, yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Is that true? I didn't realize that.
Yeah. AJ technically once, but we didn't do anything more than sit around a campfire, so I don't know if it really counts. It was also a massive retcon and dubiously canonic. So...
Hey, that's the best. Oh, goodness. It's the best kind of canonic.
Yeah. Hey, Rovaljax. Rovaljax, stick around because one of your bought NPCs will be appearing today. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, cool. And Mesdames et Messieurs, Damen und Herren and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I play D&D and run D&D and occasionally make other people run D&D so I can play for a change because I'm going to be playing in that game.
Yes.
Which actually sort of does make sense if you think about it. Like, yeah, I've been doing this for 3 years. I want to give somebody else the reign so I can play.
You get to enjoy your
to be.
3-year anniversary.
Yeah. Still going to buy the next NPC. Oh, no. Hey, Nelda Berry. Josh is the master of the Humblewood setting, so I'm keen to see what Brendan can do with it. Heck yeah. Going to play Star Sector and doing some coloring for paper spaceship jets. Neat. Awesome. Rovaljax, I'm keen to see. Awesome. Yeah, if you enjoyed my majestic voice, you could also find me in the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scan Felspar and his little dragon, Hrosh. And if you want to see my face and voice, but with a different accent, you can check me out at the Revelation Film Festival, apparently, where Snap, the short film I was in, it will be being screened. It has got into the official selection, which is very cool, with Good Boy Media. Yeah, that's neat. Forever GM. I know, right, man? Well, that's why on Monday evenings you get to do something a little bit different, Jack. Sadly, I'm not in your Discord. Well, I mean...
You can fix that.
Funny you mentioned that.
Discord? No, that's Discord. I didn't mean to hit the S. I cannot spell today, hey. Thing is, I'm so used to it, I don't think about it, so then I had to think about it. I'm full in slots. Never mind then, Rovaljax. Well, that's our link to our Discord, if anybody wants to join us there. I didn't know you could have a maximum number. You must have a
Is this
lot.
something I'm supposed to be rationing and I didn't even know about?
When you get to the maximum, you'll find it and then go, oh, delete all the bullshit ones that you don't know why you're in. There's one for Homeworld 3 that I'm in with about 3,000 other people.
Surely, if you get to your max, you are by definition not engaging in all of those.
Oh, yeah, 100. Rovaljax, you're in 100 servers?
How did you find 100 that you wanted to hang out in?
Unless you have Nitro.
We're not judgmental here.
No.
But all 4 of us are judging you.
I'm
Yes.
not. I'm just impressed. Your cord is ineffective and fat. Don't diss my cord. Hey, Crisp and Crunch. Yeah, and I had Nitro, so I got 100 plus. What? Ridiculous. We also have all the exclamation mark socials.
Like, I'm the internet addict in this relationship.
Yeah,
and
but
even
not that.
I have not got 100 Discord servers that I've deigned to join.
No, I have way more Discord servers than you do. Because you don't exist on there, whereas I have it on constantly.
I check in. Discord has too many notifications, so I turn them off.
Since when could... hang on, Jack, is that true? I can only have 3,000 friends on Facebook. Sorry, guys. Brushes dust off monocle. I swear I know people with more than 3,000 friends.
I don't think I even have 1,000 friends.
I did, and then I purged. Because I'm like, I don't actually know half of these fuckers. And I went down to about 750, and I've stayed at about that point since then.
Yeah,
right.
I have 700.
I must also remind our thrilling, invigorating, and possibly even stirring
we're doing a
audience
show.
to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. Got all the exclamation mark socials. I mentioned that before. We also have a YouTube, where you can find all the episodes you may have missed of stuff that we have done previously. We're going to start up a new YouTube channel in the next little while for short form content, as in real short form content, that's the intention, with the puppets and stuff like that. Guys, Karen, could you tell me about the Ukraine, please?
I can, Josh. The Ukraine, you may have heard about it. It's been having kind of a war for a while now,
Kinda.
which is really shit. And if you are in the financial position to do so, we would love it if you could donate to support Ukrainian refugees. The link in chat is the Emergency Action Appeal. This is an Australian-based collection of charities and not-for-profits. You just click on the link, and then it will take you to a list of charities. You pick which one you would like to support, and then you can donate.
Nice.
As the website helpfully points out, the crisis is far from over. So, yes, if you can, do. That would be amazing. There's Action Aid, Act for Peace, ADRA, Anglican Overseas Aid, the UNHCR, Baptist World Aid, CARE, Caritas, Child Fund Plan, and Save the Children. So you can help support them all.
Attention span destroyer, like from what I heard by Scarlet Song. Look, it's what's popular, Reveljacks. No one wants to watch a 3-hour video, they want 30 seconds.
We've got to slut up to the algorithm a bit.
We do, because it's currently destroying me.
Slice up our VODs into 30-second pieces.
Part 69. Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Nice.
You know what I hate? When people share like part 1, part 2, part 3, but they don't put a freaking link for the next part in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to go
Yeah, that's
scroll
annoying.
through their entire Reels, TikTok, whatever thing
That's
to
exactly
find
what
the
they
one
want, though.
tiny little 30-second clip you're looking for.
Also, could you just have them all in one freaking playlist so I can go and then watch the whole damn thing? I don't mind watching the occasional ad. Yeah. 30 seconds, here we come. I'm aiming for a minute on some of these. I want to write a series of Conan the Dragon reviewing all the classes in D&D in a minute. I think that would be fun. Hey, Tony. We also have Sirenscape for our music. It's not currently on, but it will be in a minute because I like the smooth jazz. And I need to talk about what the wonderful folks at Wooten Forge Gaming Accessories, the handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories made of Australian and exotic hardwoods. They are all artisan quality and run by a pair of bloody lovely guys as well. This is a Jarrah Dice Keeper. Look at all the dice that you can fit in it. And it comes with a rolling tray as well. They will do laser engraving, and some of their new shit is fucking pretty. They have now started color printing on the wood artwork. Like dragons and knights and stuff.
Ooh.
It's very, very cool stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's helpful information to possess. I'm so poor. But if you fancy yourself some gorgeous handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories, head over to woodenforge.com/Corsairs Cove and check out some of their beautiful things. Karen, what the absolute heck happened last time? It's been a while.
So much happened last time, Josh. So much that I am, in fact, consulting my blue book of notes. You'll have noticed that we have moved on from the red book of notes and the black book of notes, and we are now in the blue book of notes.
The blue book of remembering.
The blue book of remembering. We last left our party after they had made a little side quest. Oh, quick side question. Do people think side quest is 2 words or 1 word?
Ooh.
Oh, it could be both.
That's what I've discovered.
Hyphenated?
No,
not
hyphenated.
People either do it side, separate word, quest, or 1 word, side quest.
I'd smoosh them.
Yeah, I prefer 1 word.
Interesting. Good to know. Anyway, we were going
Oh,
to...
sorry, hold on. Do not refer to my mother's life and death as a side quest. Thank you very much.
No. That's not
No.
what...
This is the side quest within the quest to save your mother.
I say. Continue.
Because we decided we needed to put the mountain to sleep by feeding it an earth elemental. So we're doing a side quest to the earth node within the plane of life so we can capture it.
Yeah.
And then feed it to the mountain. Mountain go sleepy time. We get flour, go home, win, everyone happy. Many cheers, much wow. We bump into
I also
some
enjoyed that
life-
there was a side quest within that side quest where you saved
Yes.
the little baby life elemental's dad from a Pachycephalosaurus.
It's a classic RPG, like open world. You just go and like, oh, okay, sure.
18
and like
side
every
quests.
5 minutes.
Yeah, you also need to collect 18 bear scrotums And
Oh, I was carrying them all the way here already.
oh, good.
I
Good,
got
good.
prepared.
You've
Yeah.
got them. All right.
Okay, I'm going to propose there's 2 levels. There's side quest, 2 words,
And mini
which
quest.
is the initial thing you go on. And then if you get sidetracked within that side quest,
That's a
then that
side
is side quest 1 word.
Yep, I'll pay that.
It's layered that shit like an onion. Or a cake.
Side,
Anyway,
quest.
Anyway, so we're off to the Earth Node. We bump into some life plane guards, but Dahlia, handles the situation with much aplomb. They're all like, "Oh, hey, if you're gonna deal with that node, go ahead.
Amazing.
That's great. Our blessing is upon you. Off you go." And so off we go. We find an archway, which Julio uses his super tripod sensors to inform us is a construct at the crossover point between the planes of life and Earth. So Julio walks through and gets the feeling of being a child whose parent is really proud of them, and the benefits of a short rest. Yay! I also get some spell slots back, and it doesn't hurt Brendan, which is Eric, which is nice. Though it does offer to extract the parasite, aka Hope, and Eric's like, "No, it's cool. It's cool. I'll keep her." And luckily it respects his autonomy, so no jam. So eventually we get to a big old hole in the ground from which is emitted a green glow. Mysterious. And there's kind of stony claws jutting out of the ground around this green glow, and by leaning dangerously over the side, I can see the node inside. It's about 20 feet down, and we're all like, if 2 people casted Mage Hand, maybe we could lift it, or we could send Hope in to get it. And Hope is like, that'd be fine, because you have to want to travel through the node for it to work. So if you don't want to, you can touch it, and it won't just magically blamf you anywhere, which is great. But before we can extract this node, a green bug hits Julio in the side of the head. And it looks a bit like a jeweled scarab. And it's like a weird life-earth elemental hybrid, which is called a Kefir. And a huge swarm of them emerge, and they're really angry. So I try to animal friendship them, which does not work at all. So we have to fight them, which we do. We all get stung by them, which sucks, but I discover that just flailing with my swords in the air works, so I do that a lot. Eric sets a bunch of them on fire, and when we finish killing them, they kind of get absorbed, so we kind of hurry to grab all of them, all the leftover ones that are still there, because they're kind of full of precious gems, and that's a valuable resource that shouldn't be wasted. So we get like 350 gold pieces worth of scarab emeralds, which is cool. Julio, during mid-battle, had hopped into the hole in the ground to get the node, like the boss they are. And
Julio just sees a hole and dives straight in.
I love a good hole.
yeah, it was a good hole. It was glowing. It was exciting. Sorry, I just noticed the side quest spell off happening in chat. Anyway, I make a bag out of my cloak to put the node in, but Julio gets all like hypnotized by the node and tries to make a run for it. So Eric uses his thorn whip to pull him back, and that breaks the kind of, hey, you should take this node and run spell. So Julio puts the node in the bag, and Eric agrees to carry it, and we start heading back to the life plane. And we kind of discuss what reaction giving the node to the mountain will have, and apparently it's like giving it a super alcoholic drink, and it'll need to sleep it off. Now we're no longer in the weird Earth life crossover plane, Eric and I scrounge craft a spell focus out of the bug emeralds and mount it on a staff that Dahlia helpfully asks a nearby tree to donate to the cause. So Eric now has a boss green-topped spell staff, which is great. And while we're heading back to the mountain with the node and the magic spell staff, we realize that all the life denizens have like been moving out of the way. So we've created an unintentional flat road all the way to the mountain because nobody, even the hills, wants to get in the way of this party.
Which means that you're walking directly on the life plane itself.
Yeah.
Don't phrase it like that. I hate that.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we stop about a mile away from the mountain, and Eric uses his new magic staff to summon an elemental, which is a kind of a humanoid collection of green rocks. And Eric gives it the cloak bag with the node, and he's like, hey, I want you to run towards that mountain and feed this to it. And because of the wonders of magic, it does this very stupid, dangerous thing it's been told to do. And the mountain, like, sees it coming, it, like, runs to meet it and just eats it. Chews it a lot. And then it completely passes out and goes to sleep. So that plan worked spectacularly well as far as I'm concerned. Dahlia and Toof, seeing that we have sedated the mountain, is like, right, well, seems like you've got this well in hand. We better go look after our sheep. Godspeed, and may we meet again one day. And Toof tongue shakes all our hands because reasons.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's how sheep work.
Yeah.
That's how sheep work.
Hey, look, you wouldn't know any better. You've never met any other sheep.
No.
I mean,
What's a
you
sheep?
know that this is a mimic, but
No mimics, only sheep.
yeah, definitely not mimic. Yeah, actually, I think we established that Eric doesn't know what mimics are, so he's like, yeah, that's a sheep. Turns out that's what sheepish.
Daria, is that side quest in Russian in chat?
Why, yes, it is.
I love Cyrillic, because I haven't the faintest idea to how even begin to go about pronouncing it.
No.
Well, you should try. It's funny.
Nobahim behekt.
Nice.
I know it's not that.
What's his percentage accuracy of that pronunciation?
It's like fucking
Like
nothing.
minus 50?
Yeah, like go
Yeah.
on. You.
Well, maybe you should try it, Brandon.
Look, I walked into that. Yeah, cool. Backed.
Nice. This gives me dopamine.
Correct.
That is very cool.
It makes it sound like we're all making it sound like Klingon. Nochahim Quebec. Was that closer?
I just tried to make Russianish noises.
Russianish noises, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Russianish
It
noises.
just sounded
You know,
like
like
a
when people
Welshman
are trying
clearing
to-
his nose.
Like
In our
people trying to
pods.
imitate the French, they're like, oh, and you do the
In our
Russian.
pods,
It's like,
can we subtitle
Cut
all
this
of
out?
Daria's dialogue with Russianish noises?
Yeah, please, please.
Yes, but we'll have to get Daria to send me the words Russianist noises in Cyrillic. So it just
of
pops
course.
up. It's just like it's subtitling her, but with exactly the same thing in Russian every time. Are you
love
going to
it.
tell us how it pronounced?
No.
Nope. You're the worst. All right.
Well, in
Well,
that case,
ladies.
I choose to believe that I pronounce it correctly.
Yeah, no, I think I think that's why she doesn't want to tell us, because we
Yeah.
all fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
All
All right.
three were correct at
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
time.
We
It's
were
wild.
very close. It's all regional dialect versions of it. So, mateys, May no gem-encrusted insects fly into your faces, and all the elementals you summon be tasty as we head tremulously at first, and then with mounting heated passion into the plane of life. So... Hang on, there we are. That's the one. So we return to the life plane, where the gang have just said goodbye to their recent accomplice Dahlia, a tiny pink winged Mapatch and life plane local, and her best sheep friend Toof. You are standing at the base of a mountain upon which you hope to locate a Vintyrblossom, a strange magical plant that will hopefully cure Eric's mum's wasting sickness. The mountain is a sizable thing, and until a few minutes ago was very active and quite aggressive. Now, however, it is digesting a significant snack and is, for the moment, quiescent. What do you do?
Maybe cast some sort of stealth spell on us all?
Oh yeah, if you like.
Yes, that's a very good idea.
Like, hey, Eric, do you want to do the stealthy, no noise, sneaky sneak spell?
The what?
The spell where we're all really... I've lost the accent completely. The spell where we're all really subtle.
Yes, that would be a great idea, except I didn't prepare that today. I didn't think that we would be sneaking. And to be fair, I feel like anything that's linked to this plane would know that I'm around anyway. Which is why I didn't prepare it. But what I could do is I can cast a spell that will pinpoint the location of a Vintyrblossom. If we feel that would be helpful.
That would be excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, if we want to stealth, I can help you out, guys, a little bit.
Okay.
How? You going to elaborate on that, Julio? Or are we just going to...
There's a lot of bleed coming through from Daria to Julio.
Okay.
Going to elaborate?
Julio.
Nope.
Nope.
Gonna tell me how to pronounce that in Jobine? Nope.
Nope. Okay. Well, Julio comes a little closer and does like a little humming lullaby because the mountain is sleeping, and says, "I've been working on the stealthness," and gives you both inspiration for your sneak, I guess.
Okay. Love it.
That's just all I can do. I'm a bard. What do you want?
Yeah. I just forget that you're a bard sometimes because of all the rogue that you do.
I'm just so good at all of the things. You forget how many things I can do.
Now that you've given us that delightful inspiration, I need to take 10 minutes to cast this spell.
That's why I didn't want to say it. And you're like, well, we're waiting. I wanted to
We didn't tell you to cast it. We just...
Who's in charge of this total monkey show is what I want to know.
What's a monkey? Alright, so Eric casts a 10-minute spell, and then Julio sings a nice little song as you begin to climb the hill. You do all the things, but you do them in a much more sensible order.
Yeah, so to be clear, I'm casting locate plants or animals.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. This is technically a plant. Oh my goodness, Mooncloud, I'm sorry to hear it.
Ooh.
Wow. I hope they get better, Mooncloud. That's pretty intense.
Beavers suck.
Yeah, sorry. Carry on, Brendan.
So...
What's the range on it?
So describe or name a specific kind of plant, Vintyrblossom. Concentrating on the voice of nature in your surroundings, you learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles, if any are present.
It's about 5 miles, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, it would be about 2.5, but it's like up about half that. And it's at the top basically. There is the top of this mountain.
Is there a specific peak?
It's actually quite flat at the top. It's sort of it tapers off, and it's the actual the hard climb would be the middle. The actual top is relatively flat and even. It's just a lot higher up.
Okay. I will point to the peak, and then I'll point down to the middle where it looks the most rugged, and I'll say, Julio, it might be the best if we save our focus, our efforts to that climb. That looks like it's going to be the hardest part of this journey.
Julio was in the middle of singing his cool song, like, okay.
So you
No,
can
no,
do
no,
sing
no.
later.
Look, if you want to sing now, then please.
No, the
Yeah,
moment
I'll
is
guess.
past, whatever.
So naturally, it's on the top of the mountain.
Of course.
Of course.
God's
Yeah,
forbid
classic.
it would have been like at the bottom.
It would. It probably grows up there for a reason. So yeah. To reach the top of the mountain, I would like you all to roll me a group athletics check. Though if your con is better than your athletics, you can roll a straight con check instead.
Hmm.
So I assume
Can I
that
be a
means we
mountain
get...
goat and jump?
It's not great.
I just realized my con is way better than my athletics. Why did I do that?
Your athletics is -2. Yeah, make a con. Well, you rolled a 4, so your con would 5. Yeah, that's way better.
Did you have inspiration?
You would be
I do
having the
have
bardic
inspiration.
inspiration. I'd roll it.
Oh, I have an actual inspiration, so I might just
Oh yeah,
do that again.
You could do that. Yeah.
I might just straight up have another go, if that's okay, DM.
Yeah.
Use that lovely shiny doubloon.
It is-
Oh wait, I can probably help you. I could probably help you both. I hope
just got
you
a
don't.
13.
It's better.
Okay. I'm going to turn into a giant spider.
Yeah.
Because I believe they have a climbing speed.
Yep.
Or they should if they don't. So I want to just be able to climb vertically. And if I can, I would like to get out my little web and help my friends as well.
Okay. If you turn into a giant spider, in terms of actual size, you become a large creature. Yes.
I believe so.
Because
let
you
me
could
look it up.
definitely carry at least one of them.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I'm making this too complicated, but I was thinking like make a
bag.
web. Yeah. I don't have giant spider on there, but I can definitely.
You want to make a fuzzy little sack to put us in.
Why did you have to
I
make it
wasn't
weird?
gonna go there. It's silk, so it wouldn't be fuzzy. It would
No,
be smooth.
It'll be
silky.
It'll be silken.
Except
Our
that
fur is going to be
spider
so
silk is
smooth.
very different. It's actually sticky. All right. Then Eric, yeah. What is the spider's athletics? It's not just about the challenge of the climb. It's also
Yeah.
just to determine speed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. The spider won't fuck it up. They might just be a bit slow.
Yeah, cool.
I will give you advantage
just-
for the spider.
Great. Cool. It's just a +2 on strength, so I will roll a 20 twice. No, that's once. 16 on the first,
Yeah.
and 19 on the second.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
+2.
basically, I will allow you to have your score for one of the other two as well. So whichever one gets the lower one can sub in Brendan's score. And Brendan is Eric is helping one of you guys. So how did Julio do?
Athletics. Whoop.
Yes, please. Again, with the bouncing, I would say
14.
you can get advantage as well because of the sort of the skill involved. I think Cash is the only like non-natural mountaineer.
Yeah,
but
14.
no, all right. So Cash is probably the one that takes Eric's assistance. Meaning that Cash also gets a 17, whilst Julio sort of bounds along. Cash sitting, I think, lassoed by spider silk to the back of a giant spider, questioning a lot of her life choices. Cash rides Eric up the mountain.
I mean, with so many times, Eric has been a little spider on Cash's shoulder, so now it's time
It's
for
the other way around. Yeah,
Oh.
I love that. You beat the DC that I set. You needed an average of 14, and you got an average of 16.
Oh,
Good job. Because I knew none of you were particularly good at athletics, but there we go. So the plant is, like much of the life here, quite unusual. There are a few patches of them visible when you get up to the top. The air up here is quite a bit thinner. You find, Eric, whilst in spider form, you do not struggle. But generally speaking, the other two do find themselves a little short of breath up here. Yeah, spiders, I believe, aspirate differently, though I could be wrong, and Kate may well tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, I feel like most insects breathe through their skin. Yeah. I believe, certainly small ones, ants and things, I'm pretty sure, don't have lungs. They're far too small.
That would be so handy.
Well,
Because
yeah,
if you're
but
underwater,
also,
you could just stick a finger out and then you'd be fine.
No, you need, like, imagine how much surface area you have in your lungs for absorbing oxygen. They'd need pretty much their entire surface area to be able to efficiently do it. I could be completely fucking wrong, but I don't think I am. Anyway, so yeah, you get yourselves up to the top. Up here it is spiracles. Apparently, Bishop Blood. Either that or that means something completely different. Yeah, as you find yourselves at the top of this mountain, the holes along their bodies. Ah, okay. There you go. Yeah, they breathe through their carapace. Allow them to breathe. There you go. Yeah, you are at the top. It is fairly barren up here, beyond like patchy grass, and in the distance, as you sort of make the top, it is still quite rocky, but yeah, relatively traversable. Basically, it's not difficult terrain mechanically is the trick, and yeah, particularly if you're riding an Eric, and you can see in the distance basically a field of what looked like, at this distance, daisies. However, and Eric, how long does your spell last for?
like 3 hours or something.
Okay, cool. Yeah. This probably took about that amount of time, but yeah, the last vestiges of it, you can feel that's where you're looking to go.
Okay.
It's still a mountain.
4 hours.
It takes a little while to climb. Yeah. The plant is small patches of these little daisy-like things are visible from some distance, which look further away than they are, because as you get closer, it becomes clear you are a lot nearer to the flowers than you thought. They're actually the size of palm fronds. They're these massive, like, meter or two across flowers. And you can sort of walk underneath them. Well, Julio
Wow.
could. I would imagine Eric couldn't really. It's they're probably about, the stalks are sort of 40, 50 centimeters tall at least. Yeah, you could sit
Julio
under
will-
one for some shade.
Julio will jump up a little bit to sniff the flowers as they go.
Okay, yeah. Con save for me, please.
Oh, shit. I was like, pretty flowers. Nope. Con save. Boop. Shit, my cat is on the keyboard. I'm sorry. Con save. Boop.
Oh, I saw the best reel.
Natural 2021, baby.
Love it.
Nice.
Sorry to interrupt, but I saw an amazing reel on Instagram that I just didn't share because I was just so captivated. And it basically was a bunny rabbit hopping onto a piano and then just stopping dead because it had just like
Made
made
noise.
music and just freezes on the piano and you know, pianos, the noise just keeps going and then it just kind of head tilts. It's amazing.
The fuck? Yeah, cool. 21. You feel invigorated. The smell is wondrous. It conjures up a happy memory of your childhood, not through any necessarily relationship to the smell, just it makes you feel happy like that time. It's almost like it's deliberately, it's almost an unconscious element of magic is causing you to remember this and associating that memory with itself to make you feel happy. You are welcome to tell us what that memory would be if you like, but you do not have to.
Yes. Julio, when he like gets that whiff of this magical smell, he starts doing like okay, I don't know the English word for it. Do you guys have the little squares on the floor with numbers where children like jump from one to another
Hopscotch.
and then turn
Hopscotch.
around? Hopscotch. Yes. So he's continuing to jump from one flower to another, but in the rhythm and with the song accompanying hopscotch, and in his mind he's transported back to a little orphanage with a bunch of other little gerbeans playing together, and an elderly Vulcan lady is calling them back to the main house where a bunch of different tiny little humble folk kids are gathered.
I love it. Amazing. And lost in your memory, Julio doesn't have a chance of hearing this, but Kesh and Eric, I don't know, do spiders have good hearing? I feel like they do. Kesh, however...
I feel like I would have bamfed back to Eric at this point.
Sure. In which case you can both make me perception checks.
Oh. 18 for me.
Ooh.
Ooh,
22.
22.
It was very high, but Kesh, you do. Kesh, you can make out whenever Julio leaps from flower to flower to flower, you hear this ooh, ah, ow.
Julio, I don't want to, ruin your joy, but I think the flowers can feel you bouncing on them.
Oh, sorry. I poke
Julio
it
now
with a
just
finger to check.
stops and stands on one. Poke it with a finger to
I
check.
poke it
Yep.
with a-
Now that you're
Yeah.
deliberately listening for you, ooh.
Ow! Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I was sniffing you. I don't think that's appropriate anymore.
Julio, maybe get down.
Okay, sorry.
You
Jumps down.
fireman pole down this short palm tree like daisy. Yeah, you do that. Yeah, You are standing in the midst of not a huge field, but a small sort of. There's probably about 40 of them, in an area about 100 feet wide. Is that about right? No. 300-400 feet wide. Probably a decent sized
So
field.
this is a bit awkward then, because they're clearly like feeling things.
Yes.
We're about to take one home.
Well, look, why don't we have a conversation with them about it? I'm going to cast Speak with Plants.
You don't need to.
Oh.
You heard Kesh heard words, or sort of the forms of them, yeah. You go to, and then you sense that there's more to these than what you can see, and it's not so much that they can't talk as that you can't see where they talk from.
Cash, did they, when you heard the different flowers speak, did they sound different or did they sound the same?
Different. It was clearly it wasn't a lawn, it was individual flowers.
Oh, different. The flowers are definitely individuals. They're not a collective. So you're going to have to take it flower by flower.
Okay. Well, perhaps you could negotiate with them because you seem to understand their language the best. Ask them if one of them wants to come on a trip to our plane and heal a dying lady.
I'll give it a shot. And I'll climb down off the giant spider.
I think he's not a giant spider anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm not a giant spider.
Sorry, I missed that.
That was just my
detail.
shoulders.
Though, if he was, he probably could talk to Kesh. Because she can understand bugs, can she not? Because of that ring. Yeah, anyway, you got down off the giant spider a long time ago, and you can talk to a plant.
I will approach the nearest flower. And I'll try and revert to the language I was speaking before.
Sure. Make an intelligence save.
Because I didn't really know I spoke it, so...
Yeah?
13.
Maybe, I'm not telling you this, you cannot, maybe add your D4 bonus.
Sure, I'll add my D4 bonus to that. It feels a little low for what I'm trying to achieve, so, better safe than screwed. 15?
There you go. That was the DC. It takes you a little minute. You sort of stutter out a hello, and it's still in humble folk. And then no, that's not it. And then you try again, and it comes out. You find yourself talking Sylvan. And what do you say to this stork?
Hello. Hello. My name's Kesh Glitterweave. I don't suppose you understand me. Am I speaking the right language?
You hear from beneath the ground.
Where, like from underground. I'll kind of kneel down next to the flower. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you say again?
It's muffled.
Maybe we need to, get some dirt out of the way?
But is the dirt alive too?
It's actually a mountain.
A part of the mountain that we're currently... Yeah.
Can I deploy my sleight of hand to do it as gently as possible?
You may.
Without
Make a
hurting
sleight of
the
hand
ground.
check. Yeah. This is a,
I'm gonna
like
guide
you
myself.
are as fleas to this thing. It wouldn't notice. But yeah,
I
sleight
would
of
like
hand.
to help Julio with
Love it.
Druidcraft.
Okay, I love it. 22 is
Oh,
pretty
it's
good.
22,
You can
yeah.
roll advantage if you like, but 22 is pretty good.
I also have guidance, so it's 24.
Okay. All right, yeah, 24. Julio very gently digs down a little bit, and yeah, you uncover beneath the ground a very different kind of. The stalk changes. The stem is glowing a pale green and possesses a rudimentary face.
Oh,
Its noseless visage gazing up at you. And yeah, it doesn't have eyes, it just has the sort of the impression of a face. Sort of like a mannequin, like a store mannequin.
Like a
It's
Pocahontas
reminding me of a mandrake.
tree.
Yeah.
mm.
Or yeah.
Yeah. It goes. Yes, Kesh Glitterweave?
Oh. Oh, you are a fascinating and unusual specimen.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
What do I
Worth
call
noting,
you?
Eric and Julio, you both understand. Julio,
Is
to
it
your
in
ears,
Birdfolk?
this is speaking Jabin. Eric, to you, it sounds like it's speaking Orin.
Orin.
And the plant says, I have never needed a name before.
Oh. Well, I'll just go with
Mandy.
will Mandy do for now? We can.
Mandy is fine if you require a
We
a
don't
name
really.
for me. I understand it makes mortals comfortable.
Well. Oh,
You have climbed a mountain on the life plane, sought out
yes.
a mystical flower. You have traveled between the planes, and now you cannot speak the words you wish to speak.
I just don't know how to word what I want to say, I suppose. So this is Eric, and this is Julio, and we're here because Eric's mum is dying, and
Unfortunately,
we were told, yes, she's not really. Oh,
you
it's
have
not-
my sympathies.
it's not so much that she's sick.
Something from the plane of death has touched her.
Yeah, it's like someone cursed her. And apparently, the only thing that can save her life is a Vintyrblossom. So we came all this way to find one.
Would you help us?
Help is possible. You have some idea of what this request will ask of me, though. Or else you would not have struggled to ask it.
Yes,
A life for a life.
oh. So it would.
Plucking me would kill me. I am
Oh.
a flower, albeit a large one.
So it's not kind of a pop you in a jar of water and you'll be all right sort of situation.
No. I will wither and die. Particularly if you take me back to your home plane.
Oh,
Are you
so-
not an extension of this plane? Is
When I die, I will
Is your
return to it.
life really stuck to this individual plant?
It depends very much on what you plan to do with me and at what I must do when I get where we are going. To counteract the energy of the plane of death, you must apply the energy of the plane of life. I may cease.
Right. I have an idea, if that's okay. Do you perchance have any seeds between your petals? I have something that I brought with me.
And Julio procures the water skin of the water life that he got before,
Yeah.
that cannot leave this plane, but is having the energy of it, and say,
if you allow us to pluck you, I would put one of your seeds back into the ground and water it with this. I know it's not the same, but it is something.
And my child
What if we
would
were
live on
also?
for me.
Would one of your children be able to live on in our plane if we helped you to propagate there as well?
Potentially. Though that would be very fraught. And could indeed cause a Palinar war.
Oh.
I can think of a good place to plant you under. A good tree who will watch over you.
My children would be well cared for by that one. I know it well. Oh, sorry. Yes, carry on.
Do you have you kind of heard of the situation we've described happening before?
I am a flower. I don't get around.
Oh, there's gossips on every plane.
My knowledge comes from the plane itself, but I do not have the full and complete amount. I know mostly what a flower could know. I have medicinal properties, and many have sought me and my kin out for them. It is something of a curse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I feel really bad now. I'm sorry.
Well, you have offered me consideration and kindness. Most would just take. If you would propagate me, they will require pollination. Seek out another and request some of their pollen with which to breed. I have not very many insects frequent the high plains. Consent is important for what you seek. Not all would say yes.
Is there a reason that you're saying yes?
You are offering me a chance to do something important. To start something important. There is also the concern. You come here to save another, but from something dark, not just... My mother is sick. Oh, no, your mother has been cursed. There is a difference.
And
You are
by
from
saving...
the material. There are very few ways that could have happened. I
Well, yes.
suggest you consider carefully how.
That's why I'm not as concerned about bringing your progeny to our plane, because several of the other elemental planes have already crossed that threshold.
That which you call the Older Heart is a fairly major declaration of intent by the plane of life. It is why your homeland is fraught. The very existence of the Older Heart is why you have such issues there.
Well, I don't think we're going to convince anyone to get rid of it, so we might just have to learn to live with that.
Nor will we try.
Oh no, absolutely not. Burn it to the ground. That was a joke. Cash did not say that.
You would also have to remove the node at its core.
Oh, that would be...
Even harder. Doing so would kill it.
Well, we're not considering that. So there's no need for us to discuss it any further.
One last thing. I would require that you three agree throughout your lives and throughout those of your kin to care for mine, those that you propagate. I would have them know of where they came from. And at some point, someone would have to return here so that they might themselves become parents one day.
I feel like I am already through all the heart connected to the life of plane, and if should I die, it will probably take me here. So I can safely and reasonably give you my word that I will be attending all the heart and all the residents in it until I die. And if I die, or when I die, I will travel here, and well, my spirit will bring your kids home.
Then you have my agreement.
What's the best way to do this?
Quickly.
Well, before we do this, we do need to ask one of the other flowers for the pollen.
Yes.
Yes.
Since I sniffed quite a few of them, that sounds so weird now. Can I find that one which smelled the most friendly?
You can go to the one that inspired the memory.
I thought you were
Yes.
going to say the one that smells the most fertile.
No.
It's one and the same.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
While you, maybe you or the two of you work on speaking to another flower and getting their consent, I will work on finding a bug to pollinate. And I'm going to start casting Summon Elemental to summon is it a Kefir?
Sure.
Yeah.
I love it. You're going to get a scarab to pollinate these guys. You could just do it yourselves, but no, that's fine. I love it. Cool. Yeah.
I'll kind of let Julio pick a flower. And
Yeah.
then kind of...
You two go and find this other flower. I'm not going to gender them.
That's fine.
They're fucking flowers. I believe they have both. I think they're not...
Yeah.
I have it in my head that they have both the capacity to pollinate and do the pollinating.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just can't pollinate themselves.
Biology has been a while, which is why he's asking you to go get some pollen and bring them back for his children, so that they don't inbreed.
Yeah.
We'll go
Just
to the
end
one
up with
that
these weird
inspired-
two-headed Vintyrblossoms.
Sniff, sniff, mother flippers. Hey, Dak. Good to see you, mate. I love Fajuk. You people are wild. It's only
Welcome
in
to
D&D
our
you can
stream.
have these conversations.
So we'll go to the flower that inspired the memory.
Very well.
And who will say,
Digs down
get
a little
get
bit.
a little hole. Yeah. Hi.
Mhm. Hello?
First of all, thank you very much for the memory. That was very nice. I almost forgot about that one.
It was tinged with sadness.
Yeah, well, many things are. Anyway, we actually here on a request, and it might sound a little weird, and I'm very sorry about that. But we end up friend with the flower over there, that handsome flower over there. They're single, and we we asked them for something very big, and they said yes. They will go with us to the material plane, but they would like their children to live on there for this brave task. And we wanted to ask if you could give us some pollen for their progeny back home.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Hey, do you want to get it on with that flower over there so we can fulfill a bargain?
Can't unhear the
Look
accidental
how
innuendo.
buff that flower over there is. He has a six-pack. Okay, persuasione. I'm gonna give myself a little D4 just in case he's.
Oh,
Well, that it is 29.
29. Okay. The flower says, "Why do you not think of that memory anymore?"
It was a very long time ago, and I suppose we're asking for a lot, so I'll tell you. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed because for many years I did not live a life that they would agree with. And I'm sorry for that. But now I'm good. Now I'm good. And now I'm doing something important. So thank you for reminding me about them. I might be the friend they once knew again.
I will consent, though I have a request. One of our children, plant them in that garden.
Okay.
And she says, and also please rebury me.
Okay, thank you.
You receive her consent. Eric summons a scarab, a kefir. The kefir, at Eric's bidding, rolls itself around in the stamen of the one you're going to dig up, and then flutters over and just sluttily rubs itself around in the other as well.
The mood just changes so quickly.
I don't know if you you probably wouldn't know this reference, but I mentioned it in the chat. This is reminding me, it's giving me Nam flashbacks to a Nintendo 64 game called Conker's Bad Fur
Conker's
Day.
Bad Fur Day, yeah.
Yeah.
I never played it, I know of it, but I had never played it.
Yeah, there is a quest where you need to enable a king bee to pollinate a sunflower, and once you're successful, you can bounce on the sunflower's breasts.
That is cool. I'm still not over the fact that Josh had the gall, the audacity, to start talking about sluttily rubbing off as soon as I finished my touching fucking scene.
Heartfelt I loved it.
Yeah.
It was so great.
This is kind of touching now.
Yeah, the Kefir is like just using its back legs to sort of rub the gemstone sticking out of its carapace, and yeah, it alights next to you, and you've those of you with Druidcraft can gather. I don't even know, like 6 pollinated. Don't have the word.
Seeds.
Sure, let's say seeds. Yes, you managed to gather 6 pollinated seeds from Mandy, the flower you met. And you return to them, and Mandy says, "I've said my goodbyes to the others. Make it fast. I will not have any... If you have any further questions, say them now. I have nothing. I will not be able to speak once I am uprooted. Flowers here work differently to where you come from."
I cannot express enough our gratitude for this sacrifice you are making.
See that it is worth it.
And I'll kind of look at the others and kind of like grab the stem and be like, "Do you want to help me do this quickly?"
Yes.
I'll take the
will.
magic dagger.
I will place my claws on it, and yeah, because I feel
Okay.
like it deserves that.
On 3.
Good luck.
Thank you, Mandy.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3. Hydro Katana. Dungeon Masters can read it straight from a book. There are published modules and stuff, but this is 100% my own work. And I find, particularly with this crew, writing anything down, they won't do it. They certainly won't do it the way you expected them to. So, other than...
Which isn't to say that we're not cooperative.
No, not at all. But there's 3 more brains working on this than just mine. It's
shared storytelling.
It's collaborative storytelling. Yeah. I am the world, they are the characters. Mostly, it's made up. So, yeah, you have yourself a Vintyrblossom. It is the size of a small tree. A sapling.
Yeah.
It is man-portable, but it would be... If you are carrying it on your own, it's all you're
If
carrying.
only we had a magic bag.
We are never
Hello,
going
you
to
wanna
get
carry
the
this
end of a
thing?
goddamn magic bag.
I want to be
are
clear,
we?
I don't think you could get it into a bag of holding.
Eric just turns back into a giant spider and carries it. Like,
I'm pretty confident he's
Nope,
out of
I'm all
wild
out.
shapes. Yeah.
well, shit. Then we're just gonna have to sling it over our collective shoulders and carry on out of here, aren't we?
Before we go, on the place where we have taken Mandy from, one of the seeds, I'll put it there, and I'll empty the water skin of the magical water onto it. I'll cover it with soil, and I'll whisper to it,
Your parents were very kind to us. Grow well, little one.
and I'll pat it a little bit.
And you cast Druidcraft because one of the listed capabilities
Yes.
of Druidcraft.
I do.
Yeah. And a single little bud comes up out of the ground. It is tiny. And, yeah. It's a very I Am Groot situation. And, yeah. It's there. It's alive. It's going to be fine.
All right. Should we leave now that we've murdered a sentient being for our own ends?
Consensually murdered him.
Consensually murdered.
Hydro Katana, thank you very
Yeah,
much
we
for the
should.
follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. Consensual
Hydro
murder is the
Katana-
best
Would
murder.
giving its life to counter an attack from the plane of death.
Yeah, that's a better way of looking.
Alrighty. Well,
Also, Hydro Katana makes you like think of a hydrophobic katana sword. So
I was thinking of one made of water, but yeah.
ooh, that would be cool too.
Sure. So, well done. You avoided the combat that could have happened there. If you just straight up picked it up, which I didn't anticipate you to doing, but yeah, if you'd pulled him out, he would have screamed. And the
And then
others
we've
would have all
accidentally
gotten
killed a whole
very
lot of
upsetting.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. You go back down the mountain. The mountain is still not angry or moving around. It's still very much asleep. Julio, I would say if you focused on it, you could feel it breathing.
Ooh. Okay.
Um,
I was about to say, can I use my elemental eye to try and locate any direction to the material plane? Because we know that it moves, so we can't just go to where we started.
Yeah. I think I said the end of the last session that when you get back down the mountain, aim for roundabout where it was. The plane itself said that there would be an exit there.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. Basically said it would come to us.
Yeah. It would endeavor to make it as easy as possible. It wants you to go back. It wants you to succeed. In return for the favor, you did it by removing the Earth node. Yeah, so with your elemental eye, you easily have advantage on this check. As you head back down, I need another athletics or con to basically determine the speed, because you have been going today for quite a while. This would be, it was... Yeah, you've been walking for easily 10 hours today so far.
Okay.
It's
We're
coming
probably
up in...
pretty
The thing is, there is no nighttime here. It is daytime all the time in the plane of life. Julio got an 11.
11. E.
Eric got a 19. You're killing these. Con save or athletics, Karen?
Definitely can't save.
Nah. Okay, that's fine. Eric, you're still, like, ready and raring to go for some reason. The other two do not feel it, and are tired. You get about... Kesh barely makes it out of the clearing before she just crashes, from the sugar high, from the adrenaline of convincing a sentient flower to give its life to save someone else. And yeah, you basically begin your descent and immediately feel Kesh just as overwhelmed with exhaustion. You can push on, but you would take a level of exhaustion to do so.
Look, I feel for our safety and well-being, we should probably not linger here unduly, so I will take the level of exhaustion. And
Yeah, very well.
How big is the Kefir?
The Kefirs were about the size of a dinner plate.
Because I've still got it for an hour total. So would I be able to ask it to fly adjacent to Kesh for her to lean on, or to use as it wouldn't be able to take her weight probably, but
Not really. The most
to,
it could do is
assist
assist
her.
carrying the Vintyrblossom.
Yeah.
Which I would imagine being a two-man job anyway. One on
Would
front, one
Hope
on
take
back.
the other half of it?
Yeah, if you wanted to help Kesh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Kesh sort of comes all woozy. You're still going to be slow. The thing is, even Julio only got an 11. Was you're if you're going to push on, Kesh will take a level of exhaustion regardless. Basically what I'm saying is have a long rest now. where the other two will at least restore, and they will. It's the plane of life. They'll love it. You've only been here for, in this plane, 18 hours? I'm not sure you've... Oh, no, you've had a long rest here. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
So it'd be in the region of a day and a half. So even if time moves twice as fast here as there, you're still good.
I mean, I think we're probably most concerned about having a rest on a hostile mountain.
That's true.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well then, yeah, Kesh can roll with advantage if Eric is helping her.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Cash,
Eric,
come here.
Eric could straight up fly down. Which is, I
I'm not
imagine,
gonna do
how
that.
he was doing that. Yeah.
When you say roll with advantage, do you mean the...
You have it. The con save, you can have another go, because Eric is helping you.
8.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
You push through. Kesh gets a level of exhaustion. You get off the mountain. At the bottom of the mountain, Kesh is sort of woozy with tiredness. Julio and Eric both make me perception checks, please.
Those guys reached my limit.
30-20.
A filthy 20. I love that it's you. Eric is now like, right, I've got the thing. I can go. Let's go home and save my mum. And the other two are like, oh my god, I'm so freaking tired. And he's like, come on, guys, we've got this. A check of 20 plus was required to spot the node. Eric, you see, I mean, you are very elementally attuned, even if it's not this element. You are still materially attuned, which is probably why you can spot it. Knowing what to look for, you see this sort of the little glitter of the glimmer of dust, like motes of dust in sunlight. That's kind of what it looks like, a fractal pattern in the sunlight. And yeah, you spot that. It is your survival sense. This is like the exact spot that you said goodbye to Dahlia and Tufon. However, it doesn't look like it. The terrain is completely different. There is now a small hill where there wasn't one before, but you know the hills were avoiding you before, so yeah. I heckin' love the plane of life.
Right, it's great.
It's very good.
And yeah, you can spot it. You
Cash,
can go back if you want.
I can see the exit over there.
Oh, good. I need a snooze.
Well, I was just going to suggest, I know this isn't the most pleasant place for us to rest, but do we know what's waiting for us back home? I suspect that if we go back there, we may not be able to rest immediately, so perhaps this is our best opportunity, allow you to rest up. I can keep watch, and hopefully the plane itself will help to keep us protected for a while longer.
Well, what Mandy said about us staking a claim on material plane with this, I do worry that whatever energy from the death plane is there, it might react very negatively, and we need to be in our best shape for that.
Well, technically, we can also get a longer rest here
Without worrying
without
about
spending
time.
as much time.
It's up to you.
No, that sounds like a good idea. I would love sleep. Sleep is good.
Okay.
We like gently lay her down on as she thinks. Yeah.
Let me see. I might be able to make some kind of protection here.
Yeah.
I would like to cast plant growth and speak to the plants around us,
I love it.
and ask if they will make us a dome or some kind of shelter.
I love it. Yes. You do that. Eric, describe it.
Well, this is a spell that I get specifically because I'm attuned with hope. So,
Ooh.
this is a wildfire druid spell list spell.
Ooh.
So we'll speak to the lawn as I have before, but I realize I'm kind of speaking to the plane as a whole. If you are willing to host us for a little while longer and to keep us protected while we're here, we would be deeply grateful. We have already committed ourselves to helping to propagate more parts of you into our realm. And I think I can speak for all of us when I say we all feel deeply connected to this place. And I feel confident that I can supply a literal army of druids to keep your kin safe in our plane. If you will keep us safe now.
Eric, make a religion check.
Going hard.
Religion check.
Can I give him guidance?
Yeah. I would actually say, though, in this one instance, Julio's charisma bonus would carry over.
Cool. Just checking it's religion and not nature?
It is. Is your nature better?
Yes.
Yeah, alright. I normally have
Okay,
you do
thank you.
nature for talking to the older heart, don't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nature then.
Okay. Just a straight roll?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gash is just swaying a little.
Okay. And I have guidance as well.
No, not guidance.
And
Julio's
plus
charisma.
2, you get plus 2.
Plus 2.
Ah, well,
Oh,
that's the
Ah.
same thing.
2.
Gotcha. Okay.
18.
Yeah. I'm going to add my d4 that I have as well.
Ooh.
That's another 2. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Eric. You hear in your mind as the bamboo, or something that looks disturbingly like it, begins to grow in basically a wall around you guys, and then shoots start lancing off it above your heads, forming into a rudimentary house. You find yourselves in basically the middle of a thicket of bamboo in under 2 minutes. And reaching out a wing to touch one stalk of the bamboo, which glows softly with its yellow light, you hear in your head, "We misjudged you. We apologize. Eric Ashbourne." Travel safely in our realm.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And your sight switches. It's like taking off a pair of sunglasses. Because the entire time you've been here, the world has been dull and monotone, as if viewed through a sepia lens. Now you see the full glory that the other two saw. And the plane says, "Now you can see." And the voice is surprisingly soft, like a whisper more than like when you talk to the older heart, it's a booming like talking to a giant. This is like someone whispering just behind your ear.
This is ASMR.
Yeah, but not gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kesh, Julio, you sit and Julio is almost as exhausted as Kesh. As Eric's feathers acquire a glossy sheen that they have lacked the entire time he's been here, as he stands in the center of this little grove that he has created on the plane of life. As the bamboo house grows around you and you have a long rest, we will go for a short break.
Nice.
Nate.
Pretty cool. We will go for a short break there then, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out with us so far. We'll be back to head back to the plane material and see if we can't fix up Eric's mum. Say goodbye, guys. We'll be back in 5 to 10. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Avast ahoy and g'day mateys, we be back for some more Humblewood! Humblewood of Monsters and Magic, because I need to be specific now, because both seasons are running. If you want to have Humblewood of Midnight and Madness, that is Monday night, same bat time, same bat channel. But today, we are back in the plane of life. The guys have just very humanely euthanized the flower. Yeah.
No. It wasn't a euthanization. It was a
Assisted
full-body
suicide.
organ donation.
Yeah, right.
I think there's a movie about that. I'm trying to decide what would have been less kind of harrowing, like doing what we did, which was persuade it to sacrifice itself
Or just kill
for
it.
the greater good, or getting attacked and killing a whole bunch of them, and then just picking one of the corpses to drag back with us.
I much prefer the way you did
Self-defense.
it.
Yeah, this is pretty much the best way. What are you talking about?
Oh,
we just
why,
could kill all of them.
the first way we're not, the assholes were like, maybe you should give up your life for the greater good, because
As soon as you find out they have a voice, I mean, it was like, you're gonna name it? Seriously?
I think the plane of life is telling us that we made the right choice.
Look, you didn't not do that. Alrighty, cool, excellent. Well, yeah, you all have a nice long rest. Yeah, spell slots and hit points all return to maximum. Eric's included.
Me as well.
Yes.
Nice.
And
Do I get my hit dice back?
yes,
Right.
you may want them. And yeah, you the node is actually the node has drifted in your while you've been resting, but I'm gonna guess it's not gonna be hard to find though. It's drifted about 100 feet, so it takes you
Is
about
this an
5
impenetrable
minutes.
wall? How do we get out?
No. It's a house made of bamboo. So, like, you know how they used to do palisade walls, just loads and loads of logs? It's that, but it's bamboo all the way around, with a doorway woven of stalks. It looks freaking weird from the outside. In fact, from the outside, it looks just like a stand of bamboo.
I mean, bamboo, I will go so far as to wager, probably isn't a thing in the Humblewood, so
No,
this is probably pretty unusual to me at least.
yeah. It has, like, yeah, I imagine Eric does a fair amount of communing with it, like just sort of just checking it out, indulging his green thumb. But yeah, you spend 8 hours resting, some of which is sleep. Cash is just out of it. Breakfast could be prepared when you wake up, and I'd just say unless there's anything you want to say or do or be in the plane of life before you go. All the while, you have a small palm tree-sized flower. It has daisies. I think have 5 petals. So large white petals about 50, 60 centimeters across. In a rough circle around a small, around a yellow center about the size of a hubcap. And
Okay.
yeah,
Brendan
And we
is going to
have
spend a
5
couple of minutes
seeds.
changing spells, but Eric is going to keep going.
sure.
And just for my personal count, we have 5 seeds now.
5 seeds. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I wake up, do I still have a level of exhaustion?
I believe it heals on that sleep, right?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never had a level of exhaustion before. Because
Wow, welcome to the club. It
Haven't
sucks.
you?
So it's a
Didn't Rylan?
no, because I rolled absolutely bonkers
that's right.
insane.
Because
I think I was the
Yeah.
only one who didn't
I
get a
had
level of
2.
exhaustion.
Charlie
yeah, you
had 4.
2. Charlie had 4, and I'm just there, just like white knuckling my way through all these exhaustion checks.
It took
just nailing-
over a week for Charlie to recover completely.
Yeah.
Isn't
Whereas
5
Rylan's just like
death?
la-di-da-di-da, I'm fine.
I think 6 is death.
maybe 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
Charlie
was-
half
Yeah,
dead.
5
He was-
brings your speed to 0. Yeah.
He was absurd. He was up to almost nothing. Halved hit points, disadvantage on every check. Yeah. And he
don't
was
think
still
that
the
fits-
MVP of a fight.
Yeah, because it's just ridiculous. I don't think any of this has actually been in released episodes
No,
yet, so
no.
hashtag spoilers.
Spoiler.
I was all post Abella.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, which isn't out
Hashtag
yet.
spoilers.
I don't even think we're at key yet.
Oh,
In
I
the
think
release
we're-
stuff. Are we in key yet? Anyway.
Can't remember.
Are we at the material plane yet?
Yeah, well,
Good
are you?
question.
Do you go through? If you go through the portal that you have located, yeah, you
I
go
would
back
like
to the
to, yes.
material plane. Very well. Who goes?
Who's carrying the Vintyrblossom between us?
Well, I assume that you and I will be carrying it because we're taller than Julio, so Julio is going to be on up on tiptoe trying to
Okay.
carry her. Oh, thanks, Bishop Blood. Last episode was when I got my letter about my mum dying. So yeah, you guys have got a ways to go before we get all those levels of exhaustion.
Not in Kiev. No.
Whoops.
No.
Edit faster, Matt.
No. Key. It's spelled Q-U-I, I think. All right. So yeah, you blamp back to the older heart. Eric and Kesh heading first.
Do you want the front of the tree flower or the back?
I think you're a little shorter, so you go in the front.
Okay, guess I'm going through first then.
Okay. Kesh, you lead the way, and you come back through, back out. You sort of pop back out of the life node. You find that you actually hang in this sort of between Palinar space a little longer because you're actually sort of conjoined with Eric. You and he don't... You sort of appear simultaneously carrying the blossom. In the sealed room behind the temple in the roots of the Older Heart. It has changed a little bit since you were last here. You recall that you created a doorway, essentially, through into this little chamber, and then charged a fellow Jabin, Shayax, to sort of monitor this situation and ideally guard it if at all possible. He's not a warrior, but why not? There is now a curtain hanging across the doorway. It is of poor quality, but it is a red curtain. It is a little short for the job it's doing, but it's better than nothing. And yeah, you pop out in there. There is nobody in the node room that you are in. And I would guess Julio would be coming straight through after.
Yes.
And about 5 seconds after you appear, Julio pops back as well.
Kesh like looks at the curtain and is like, I feel like we should get this man a budget to do up this place a bit.
Well, if we gain the support of the new council, that might be possible.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Who's there?
Hello?
A young female voice from the far side of the curtain.
Oh, we come in peace.
Are you the ones the tree blessed?
Yes, I guess you could say that. It's one way of putting it.
Can I come in?
Yes, I suppose so. Who are you?
A map-hatch girl, late teens, puts her head sort of through the curtains. Hi, I'm Mihai.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kesh. This is Eric, Julio.
Hello.
Don't mind the enormous flower. I promise you it is not dangerous.
Wow. Is that a baby Alderheart?
No, it's sort of a cousin, I suppose you could say.
Amazing. Sorry, hi. Shayax asked me to help. I'm kind of looking after the place.
Oh,
Where's Shax?
Sleeping? He's been here most of the time. I haven't while you've been gone.
How long have we been gone?
3 days?
what time is it?
Sort of late evening, I think.
We need to rush.
When's the election?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay, we do need to rush. So it's dark out?
Getting that way? I mean, we're underground. You know where you are, right?
Yes. I mean, is it like nighttime? The sun's gone down.
Late evening. Probably going that way.
Cool. It'll be easier to carry an enormous flower unnoticed in the dark.
Right. Just another guy named Harry. Thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. It's a great name. She's like, I could maybe get you something to wrap it in?
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea.
Could you,
Is
like,
that-
could we disguise it as an umbrella?
Because I'm like, I don't think I have anything that like makes things look like they're not what they are.
This is another
To be honest-
Map-hatch cache.
Hey, what did you say her name was again? Sorry,
Mihai.
Mihai. You wanna help me scrounge craft this bad boy into a weird-looking umbrella?
I feel like my whole life has been leading up to this.
This is great, but we're also
Montage.
masquerading a corpse. So that's great.
Yeah. Only if you think about it like that. All
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
the people of
houses,
this plane won't say it that way.
all houses are made of the corpses of trees.
Yeah, but this one can talk.
We had a conversation with
How do
this
you-
one.
Eric can talk
How
to
do you
any
know the
tree.
others couldn't?
That's
Yeah,
an
no,
Eric problem.
this is just something that Eric has learned to live with.
Cash
why he's so
Cash is
depressed.
fully
I
capable
see.
of talking to anything you eat.
Yeah, this is why Eric hasn't lived in society for a long time.
Yeah. Even being vegan doesn't help you in this situation. Man's got to eat.
No.
Can you talk to water? No. Oh, thank God.
That is something.
Not on this plane. Fuck! Yeah, she, like, dashes off. And it's like, I'll be back. And goes, and was like, I won't tell anyone you're here. Except maybe Shax if I see him. Bye. Yeah, she dashes off. You catch a glimpse of a red gingham dress. Yeah, she dashes off. The room beyond was in a bit of a state the last time you saw it. It looked honestly like someone had a pub brawl in there. Now it has been swept. The few chairs that remain have been repaired and arranged in, not rows, but like in a manner that it would be suitable for someone to stand at the head of them and deliver an oration. However, it doesn't look like anyone's actually done that yet. But yeah, there's about like half a dozen chairs. And Mihai arrives no more than 5 minutes later with, like, it is a surgeon's, like, a doctor's carry case, like the big leather bags with the pulley openy top. That's sort of the classic one that they would remove the stethoscope from. But it's overfilled. It's like overflowing with all kinds of odds and sods, like just random bits of stuff. That Kesh, it is an element of Mapatch culture, obviously, that scrounge crafting is a thing. However, and most of the more enthusiastic practitioners definitely have something like this. This is, however, like Trish Caper levels of collecting random crap. And Trish Caper worked in a store that sold random crap for this purpose.
Kesh feels like her eyes like water slightly with joy.
Right. So, umbrella, how functional do we need to make it?
Not at all.
That's probably easier. Okay. Kesh, with advantage, make me a sleight of hand.
Yeah.
As you and Mihai make this dead flower look not unlike a...
That's some bullshit. I rolled a 1 and a 3, so even with a +5, that's an 8.
She sort of sits back and goes, huh. It's not an umbrella, is it? Maybe
No.
we're going about this the wrong way.
I don't mean to rain on your parade.
No,
so to speak.
any thoughts?
It's not really going how I planned.
I think it's too big. It looks like an outdoor shade sail.
So,
sort of thing.
let's just discuss what this is, right? This is the cure for the illness of a dying daughter of a past and future council member. So if we get caught with it, I don't really think that it will be an issue.
Oh.
I think all we need to say is Iari Shadowmolt is expecting this delivery. And I didn't say anything earlier because I didn't want to stop your vibe.
No. Well, how about just some cloth or something just to sort of cover it up so it just looks like you're carrying like a bolt of cloth?
Sure.
Right now, I am the trampoline guy in the Emperor's New Groove. For the last time, we did not order a giant trampoline.
Well, you should have told me that before I set it up. Mihai is like, well, we've started. I want to disguise it as something.
No, please.
She says, she would say, yeah, but like, I don't know exactly what you guys are doing, but Shax gave me the distinct impression that you didn't want to be noticed at all, right?
Yeah, we are kind of wanted.
Like,
no, it's a great idea.
All right, Cash, make the roll again.
Please don't be shit. Yay! 23. Just
So you
give
just
me 5 minutes with it.
you gently fold down the petals, which don't just pop off like on a normal flower because it's significantly larger and therefore stronger, and gently wrap a bolt of cloth that Mihai goes and retrieves quickly around it. And yeah, you just have, it looks like you're carrying a carpet. Yeah, it's not cloth. She comes back with a woven rush mat. And yeah, it looks like you're just carrying a rolled up mat. She goes, there, way better.
It looks
Didn't
great.
really need to get my groundscraft supplies, but never mind. There we go. Cool.
If it makes you feel better, it is one of the best groundcraft kits I've ever seen.
Thanks. I'm quite proud of it.
It
My
brings
aunt-
me joy by simply existing.
My aunt runs a little hole in the wall thing, like for scroungecrafters, and
Oh,
I help her out with that. Yeah. So I know you guys are like really busy and important. It's okay that I'm here, right? Like you'd have said something, I figure.
Oh yeah, we would have kicked you out if it was a thing.
Cool. Because this is really big. Is the tree? Can the tree talk?
If you know how to listen.
How?
I look at our tree pope.
Yeah. Mihai, listen, I promise I will teach you. But not right now. This guy's mom is dying.
No,
We need
of
to
course.
go.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
What is? It sounds like there's something you want to say.
It's just I'm not the only one who feels it. This is important. There's more going on down here. There's a lot going on in the tree right now. There's a lot of people are scared and a lot of people are hurting, and
Scared of what?
tomorrow.
Wow. Elections do suck.
Elections when the outcome's already been determined. Elections where nothing's going to change except for the worse. I don't know anything, and I can tell that.
Mihai, we have a plan. We went to a different plane because of that plan. Something will change. You have our word.
The
Do
older
not
heart
despair.
is helping us to enact that
Yes.
plan.
Yes. Do not despair. Stay and look after this place. You have an important job. We'll be back and we'll tell you what you need to know.
Okay. Thank you. Go save your mum. If that's important, go. Thank you.
Can I give her a quick hug? I'd like to give her a quick hug.
You certainly can.
Yeah. I will take after that hug. I will take her hand as well, and I will say, kind of looking at Julio slightly, not because I'm unsure of what I'm saying, but just to kind of defer that, hey, this is the older heart guy now. But I will say, the older heart knows that everyone taking shelter under its roots are scared, and it will continue to protect you as best as it can. And so will we.
The older heart protects. Thank
The
you.
older heart protects. Okay.
Amazing. Thank you.
God, we're making a tree cult.
Tree cult! Tree cult!
Tree cold, tree cold.
The Lectritio Divinitatis. That is a Warhammer reference that not many will get, but excellent. The older heart protects. Oh, Dan will love that. Cool. You
I'm
guys.
just flashing to because there's a small and enthusiastic online community who just love tree law, which is basically the laws around the protection of trees.
Tree law.
And there's nothing the tree law enthusiasts love more than people kind of fucking around with trees and thinking there's not going to be any consequences, only to get slapped with like massive fines and bills for restoration of trees because you don't mess with tree law. And whenever it kind of comes up, they all like come out of the woodwork going, tree law, tree law.
This is the tree that owns itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just flashing forward to
Please do.
after this campaign is over to the next campaign set 30 years from now, where that party is fighting against the tree cult.
You take that back.
Julio is the big bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll vibe with that, sure. Rogue Bard
we all knew
leading
this.
his fucking psychotic fans into the battle. Let's go.
Corrupted by the cruel hands of time, the tree cult claims ownership over all of Uldaheart.
Look, Tree Pope Julio will have Archbishop Eric the Archdruid, so yeah, that's going to be a hard fight.
Oh no, that's the wrong one.
Oh.
We go yonder.
You
We
do.
go, we dash
You do.
away, yeah.
Yes, of all set.
Fine. You are presumably you leave and then go out up the secret passage, the secret tunnel that you made a long time ago
Secret tunnel.
Yeah.
through the tree.
We take the most discreet, direct route back to the tree hideout, where presumably Eric's mum is waiting for not
I
death.
will cast Pass Without Trace,
Right.
which I have re-prepared.
Yay!
Can I get a stealth check, please? Because you have Cash has made you not suspicious, in the slightest, but still.
22 plus
I
10.
think you mean 32. Julio gets a straight 40.
Is it?
Ooh.
Is it dark?
Yeah, it would be.
Casual 40 on the stealth check.
Casual
Yeah, that means
40.
I get advantage as well, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to bother because we're
Oh,
fine.
go
Close. I
on.
got 31.
Go on, Go on, make her do it.
No, I got
No.
worse.
Yeah.
Should have left it as
So
well.
32, a 31, and a 40.
Wait, was
Yeah.
I the lowest with a 31?
Yeah.
Yep.
How good is this?
Really
crew.
letting the team down there.
We are the stealthiest good guys.
Yeah. You'll never be able to find the tree pope if he doesn't want you to. Yeah.
Nobody expects the tree pope.
Nobody expects the tree pope. You do that, and you track your way back up. You get to the entrance to the secret tunnel. You get about a third of the way up before you find the guard post. No, it's just within the door. What am I talking about? Yeah, there is a small guard lookout, like a pair of them. Major, thank God. Thank the Amaranthines. You're back. Great. Your
We are back.
guests have arrived.
Excellent. We will head
Got
there
in-
post haste.
A couple of hours ago, actually.
That will fill us in. What's happened over the last 3 days? Any developments?
Nothing major. Nothing major. No,
Very good.
sorry. Yeah, it's there is discontent. Would be the best way to put it.
Any violence?
We don't have eyes on a lot of the city, but a bit. Certainly in the roots. I think violence is the wrong word. Intimidation.
Mm.
But I think those that stayed are those that were beaten. As in, not physically, but they've been beaten. They're not resisting anymore. The ones that stayed were the ones that couldn't leave. That had nowhere else to go, and therefore they sort of just have to deal with it. Not a lot of hope out there, Major.
Well, let's see if we can fix that.
Has there been any movement from Sobel?
Not that really we've really been able to see. there's been campaigns. There was a bit of furore about 24 new council members putting their names forward. But
Anyone we know?
there was a hedge from the hollows, a hedge from the roots who was getting a bit of traction, actually. But he very suddenly stopped. It was just like we started, just nothing more of him. He's not locked up or anything, but he all of a sudden he was just like, actually, I'm pulling out and withdrawing my name from the.
He's alive, though? No one pushed him out the window?
To my knowledge.
Okay, good.
He just.
This may
stopped.
be a Mark situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
I imagine
Right.
someone either gave him a very large bag of money or threatened him with a very big stick.
True, but this
Hopefully for
is
him,
a good this is a good like test of the grounds, because we will need people like him in the future, and the fact that he got traction just on its own, we're gonna keep a lookout for him.
The roots.
Yes.
The roots were. You say, was there violence? No. Did I think there might have been? The roots. It was like. It was weird. It's always been a bit. It's different down there. You've done patrols, Major. You know, they are a bit of a law unto themselves. And then this guy started rallying people, and yeah, there was a lot of noise coming out of there for a while, and I thought for a little minute that there would be a lot of violence. Fortunately, there wasn't.
Well, let us see if we can make a lot more noise and prevent a lot of violence.
Yes, agreed. Trying to find if I can find the name of the hedge in question. I cannot. Oh no, I didn't. I never named him.
Give us his full name right now.
Hedgie McHedgington.
Nice.
No.
Was he fast? Is he Sonic?
No, not at all. No, I don't have any.
Can he put up a fight? Does he have big knuckles?
That's an echidna.
Same thing.
No, it's not.
All right, chat, go wild. Name this hedge candidate.
Yeah.
This is the game. Name this hedge.
Name that hedge.
That hedge.
His name
No,
was
no, we need to come up with some names and make a poll that
Privet.
Dario will rig.
That seems targeted and based on rumors, and that never happened.
His name was Privet.
Privet. Was.
Well,
Is.
until no one heard from him anymore.
We're gonna look up Privet later.
Anyway, Eric's mum dying.
Yes. We must go. What was your name, sir?
Oh, this is Sergeant Galba.
Gabba.
Yabagoo.
No, not
Gabagoo.
Galba.
I'm sorry, Galbagoo.
Galba.
Well, Eric's mom is dying. We should go.
You really
My
should.
mum.
She was not looking good when they brought her in. There was quite a bit of blood.
Oh dear.
Blood. Okay.
Let us make haste.
Sure.
With this giant flower.
Yeah, what's with the carpet?
That's a long
Redecorating.
story. We'll get back to that for you.
It's definitely not a body. It's not.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Sure. It's like, Major, if you brought in a corpse it wrapped in a carpet, I'd assume it was for a good reason.
What's he going to do? Arrest me?
I love your faith in me.
Well, we're all sort of going on faith, to be honest, aren't we?
We are a bit, yes.
Anyway, carry on. I'll keep watch.
Thank you.
I believe we're expecting the general
Yes.
tonight
Hopefully
or
soon.
tomorrow.
Hopefully tonight. If not, then tomorrow. If not, then we will work it out.
Very well.
We've been out of the loop for a little bit, you know.
I am aware.
Anyway, I really want to see my mother. Let's go.
You do that. You go upstairs. Yeah, it's a 3-minute... Well, no, it's about a 10-minute climb.
This flower is making it more difficult and awkward.
Yes, it absolutely is. Yeah.
No, lift with your hips.
Yeah, you get up to the room. Yeah, you find August, Iari, and Aria gathered around quite a pleasant bed in the temple area that you guys made. It's not right. It's the wrong soundscape. And yeah, you find Area is on not under the covers. August is basically swabbing her with a damp cloth as Iari stands at the foot of the bed, wringing her knuckles, just like unconscious, just watching and muttering as you come into the room. Where the bed came from, you do not know. It is a full-blown bed and mattress situation, which looks a little weird, sitting in the middle of this room.
So it wasn't grown out of... It doesn't look like it's made of tree stuff.
It has been brought in.
Wow.
Yeah. And... yeah, Aria does not look well. She has clearly deteriorated during the 3 days you've been away. There are now several open wounds across her that refuse to stop seeping. They're not bleeding actively, but they are sort of seeping this dark red fluid. And as you enter, August says, "Oh, thank gods, Iari." And Iari turns and says, You, good, come in, yes, good. Yes, come. You, Eric, have probably never seen her like this. Did you find one? Come on, boy, out with it.
I lay down the carpet and unroll it, and at the same time, I'm going to call Gabby. We're going to need your help with this one, I think.
Gabby, you would have seen you would have had to actually go through her office to get in here. She goes, "Yeah? Oh. Right. Yes.
I know that medicine isn't usually your thing, but weird things from elementals is."
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sure. No, I can help. Yeah, I can help. I will help.
You tell us how to extract the good stuff, and I can do the medicine stuff.
Right. Okay. Eric, I've never encountered anything like this before. She's like looking at the beach umbrella-sized flower that's in front of you, and she goes, I haven't even the faintest idea where to begin. It's sort of a life
Gabby,
thing. I kind of.
you are the expert that all of us know on anything elemental. Whenever we slay an elemental or encounter an elemental and have a part of its body, we bring it straight back to you. You are almost exclusively the person that we work with. This is just another elemental. I know it looks like a plant, but it's
Eric.
an elemental.
Fire elementals. I'm an expert in fire elementals. We're tenders. That's what we do. Every elemental you've brought me is in some way fire related. This is life. This is not. I'll help. I'm keen to help, but I don't
Gabby,
know how.
I believe in you. And we will do this together. For the sake of the wood.
Okay.
And I will take her hand. Let's do this.
Right. Okay.
So
what do we know? What's isn't
look, Eric probably knows more about plants and medicine than Brendan does.
Yeah.
Being a tender and yeah, I would say that he would have some kind of knowledge of this stuff.
Yeah. Sure.
So he's going to take the lead in like presenting probably more confidence than he has in treating this like a plant to start with, and then maybe like asking some leading questions regarding like if this was an elemental, what properties would this part have and things like that.
Iari has in the meantime sidled over to Julio and said, I was under the impression this was a you thing.
It was an us thing. And I believe in Eric. And Julio will give an inspiration to Eric, an inspiration to Gabby, and he will let Eric take the lead and will sit down, close his normal eye, open his elemental eye, and just try to attune to the Alder Heart as much as he can to like observe through him and essentially pray.
Okay. Kesh, would you add anything to this?
Gosh.
You're not obliged to.
What does that do? Hang on a second.
Eric, can you make a... Well, no, let's have chat to it. Bishop Blood, can you make me an intelligence check? A d20. Roll me a d20 in chat. This is an intelligence check for Gabby.
Oof. And she does have a d6.
The d6 inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
17.
Ooh.
And don't forget to add that's d6.
Wow, that's an unnaturally high roll for Bishop Blood.
I don't know, he just rolled 2 17s. Back to back.
Yeah.
Plus a 1.
I mean, I have a couple of spells that kind of offer, like, protection. I can do, like, Magic Circle, which I can cast it around Eric's mum to try and bolster her.
Does that... that doesn't let magic in, right? Or does it nullify?
It can contain...
I think it's up to me. Choose one or more of the following types of creatures.
What's the casting time?
Magic Circle is a minute, and it lasts for an hour. Basically, it disadvantages certain types of creatures.
That's pretty good.
And it can elect to cause its magic to operate in the reverse direction, preventing a creature of the specified type from leaving the cylinder and protecting targets outside it.
Aren't we
Um,
suspicious that Mum's being possessed by some kind of death elemental or
Yeah,
something?
so I was thinking once you guys are ready to go, I can cast that to kind of try and beef it up, or I can do protection from evil and good, which I can cast specifically on your mum.
Those both seem like really good options.
Yeah.
I think they're
With-
both concentration though.
With
Oh no,
a
yeah.
actually, magic circle is not concentration, so I can do both. But I'd have
With-
to do.
yeah.
I'd have
well,
to do magic circle. Oh, hang on.
No, you can do them in any order.
Okay.
You can cast another spell while you're concentrating, as long as it's not a concentration spell.
Okay.
So,
Cool. Yeah, I'd have. Yeah.
Eric, Gabby is so massively overwhelmed for a brief moment, and then you taking her. I'm imagining that you sort of had one hand on each arm, on the upper arms, and just sort of not shaking exactly, but just sort of firmly sort of grounding her. And it took her a
I'm
minute.
channeling my belief
Yeah.
into her.
She was just fully discombobulated, and she just sort of snaps out of it. You basically get her to go back into figure this out mode, and then she goes, right, yeah, okay. So looking at it, it is elemental life, right? That basically is a thing of elemental life.
Yeah.
So could we make when there is something bad inside you, a cyst forms around it, right? Like a boil, and the best way what you need to do is to lance that. Could we make a life lance?
From the stem.
Yeah. As a way of channeling the magic.
Julio,
Alright.
what do you think?
Julio,
I
you
think it's a
can
good
make
idea.
a religion check.
Yes, sir.
Because you
I
said
will.
you were praying.
Yes. Religion. I'm gonna guidance myself on this.
Valid.
Is this my like main check for this
Probably would be.
for this particular excursion? Yeah. Okay. Because I do have an inspiration now, and I want to use it now. if this is my contribution, holy shit, it's worse. Holy fuck.
Oh.
It's fine. It's fine. It's a 10. But honestly, yeah, Julio is kind of taking hands-off approach here, and he's trusting Julio with this, so he will, no matter what he feels, he will say like, "This is a good idea. Do it."
Did you? Oh, okay. So a 10 all up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really just the tree. You get the sort of the mental equivalent of a shrug from the tree. The tree doesn't know how to help you. You get the impression it would like to, and it will offer any moral support it can. You notice that she is lying on your cape. But yeah, August has got it under her rather than on her because he needs it off her because her chest is bare and he is dabbing at what look like the gashes of claws across her chest that are just seeping this ooze. Yeah, he has gone right back. Now that Eric is on it, he's gone right back to just sort of gently dabbing away with this damp cloth. It's all he's got. It looks like he has been dunking it in the mushed up leaves of the temple around him. He's gone to some of the plants and just sort of rubbed them together and mushed them up into it, hoping against hope that'll help maybe. I don't know. He doesn't know shit about medicine. He's just trying to help his wife.
As Eric asks, Julio will confirm this good idea and also start doing healing words. I'm willing to use all of my first level spell slots on 4 healing words on him.
On her,
Yes.
you do 1, and
Okay.
it has no effect at all. It almost feels like the spell bounces off.
Okay.
Indeed, it almost seems to make the seeping worse.
Okay. I will not do any more.
So burn that spell slot, but don't burn the others.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Eric, you and Gabby are going to make yourselves a life pike. A life lance or a life pike? I don't know.
I like life lance.
Life lance?
Yeah. Good
I like the
alliteration.
Alliteration, yeah. How? I'm happy to throw this out to you guys. How would you do that? Because Gabby has a lathe. But that'd be that's fairly brutal.
Okay. Julio,
Yes.
give me a hand with this. And I'm going to look at Gabby, who might know how to do this, but basically what I'm thinking is crouching down at the base and using Druidcraft to basically shape and sharpen the bottom of the stem, and prompting the plant to do that itself. Like it is peeling back its own
help.
layers.
Yeah, so Eric and Julio do that. Gabby gets the idea. Right, yeah, good idea, yeah. And she starts removing the petals. And she's like, these may be useful later. In fact,
Yes.
actually, August, here, and gives him one of the petals to dab with instead. And and August sort of gasps a little minute later and goes, it's actually this. Oh, this is much better. Thank you. Yes. Another.
And Eric will speak up at this point, and he'll say, "Grandmother, take another petal and tear it into bandages."
Yes. She does,
I'm
and
the
rather than tearing,
Scroungecraft
she is
queen.
cutting.
I'll help with this.
Well, actually, yeah, Gabby says, maybe you can do something with that. And she gives you the yellow top, the place where the pollen was stored. And she says, this feels important. And hands that
Feel
to
important. Oh. What am I?
Is it a ball or is it like a bowl shape now that the
you.
pollen's not in
It's
it?
more like a bowl shape. Yeah, it's sort of a dome. A half circle. A hemisphere.
When we were examining Eric's mum, where was this kind of curse concentrated?
Core. Round the heart.
Like, are we just resting it on her chest or anything? I don't know here.
I think this is where we're gonna pierce it.
Yeah, that's where you're going to aim the lance.
Okay, like,
You
is it
can
like,
make an
is it
intelligence
like a,
check.
is it like a little bowl sort of shape?
It's it's a dome on the outside, but flat on the top. It's not concave.
30-20.
Kesh, you feel like this might be useful for something else. Something later. Down the track. Not today.
It's a quest item.
I can't explain it. But something's telling me we need to save this for later. I don't
I
find it.
trust you. You do whatever you need to, Kesh.
I'll carry it aside and kind of find somewhere safe to put it down.
Not the void. Yeah,
I yeet it into the void.
No, but it's yeah, it's just like you. It feels you look at the situation. It's not so. I would argue you're welcome to play it the way you did, but I would say Kesh is logicking this out with her knowledge of elemental life. If what they're planning to do doesn't work, this isn't going to help. This wouldn't be. You could maybe give her some of the pollen to take orally, but if lancing a spear of life magic into her chest isn't going to help, then eating some pollen isn't, you know?
I don't know what you actually had planned, Josh, but I like the idea of using it as like a buckler later.
Yeah. In fact, Kesh, here's the logic underlying your decision. If this is going to be a battle between the elemental life and elemental death, you don't want it happening in her.
Good point.
She doesn't look great. So, yeah. Right. Eric, you and Gabby and Julio craft this life lance. How do you administer it? It takes about 5 minutes, during which time your grandmother has crafted bandages, but is holding off on actually applying them because probably wouldn't do any good until after. There's a sort of healing after the fact. So, what do you do?
Well, if you guys are ready to go, I'm going to do my pair of spells.
You start that. There's a spell that I want to cast myself before we go ahead.
Cool. Because I'll do Zone of Truth last, because that only lasts 10 minutes. Sorry, not Zone of Truth. What am I talking about? We don't need a Zone of Truth.
Magic Circle.
Tell us why you infected my mother.
Tell us the truth. Were you in her?
Yeah, Protection for Good or Evil lasts for 10 minutes. That's the concentration spell. Magic Circle lasts for an hour, non-concentration. So I will cast Magic Circle first.
Yep.
My only concern is the thing is not out of her at the moment. So is casting Magic Circle around her going to trap her in the circle with it?
Well, it's gonna trap this thing in one place, so it can't skedaddle, and we can fuck it up.
Yeah, so maybe we should time the casting. Maybe you should do protection first, and then time the casting of Magic Circle. So
basically, I think if we target the Magic Circle to the death elemental that's presumably infecting her, then I can activate it once it's out of her, and then that should yeet it out of the circle.
So she's not in the circle, but you're going to be sort of aiming to trap the elemental in it.
Well, I can do either way. I can use it to trap something, to contain something, or to create an area that it can't enter.
August chimes in and says, perhaps we move the bed into the middle of the room. Then you put the circle up. Then when it's out, I pull the bed out of the circle. Rather than putting... It has to get out of her, and it can't until... we can't have her out... If it's going to be in the circle, she needs to be in the circle with it until it's out of her, yes? So then we take her out of the circle.
I'm okay with that.
Great plan. That's why we should have involved them before, Yari.
One last thing. I want to cast Aura of Life. Which
anybody
is
who goes
life-preserving...
down pops back up on 1 hit point as long as you're maintaining concentration on it.
Yep, and everyone has resistance to necrotic damage.
Nice.
Sweet.
Very nice. Cool. All right.
I will cast...
It was more because of the name of the spell, to be honest. But
no, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. I will touch... Cool. I will cast Magic Circle, which will create a circle of glowing runes. And this will create a 10-foot radius, 20-foot tall cylinder of magical energy around... not Yari. Area. Sorry, get the names mixed up. And then when you guys are ready to go, I'll basically wait till the last minute, and then I will touch area and cast protection from good and evil.
Cash, you know I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
What does this look like? This is probably the biggest magic anyone's seen Cash cast. She's not a mage in the normal fashion.
No, it's monster slayer magic, which I don't use all that often.
No. So what does it look like when Kesh does this?
Well, a magic circle, basically I'll kind of get down on one knee and put my hands on the ground, and kind of the glowing runes will like almost like run out of my hands like water and flow around to form the circle. And when it's, and like I like to think that when you're standing inside it, you kind of almost like have a shimmer around you. And like obviously we can all pass through the magic circle fine because it's not targeting us. And protection from, I keep calling it good and evil, it's actually evil and good, just to make it even.
It doesn't, I don't know why they called it that. It's because why would you protect yourself from good? You know, it's like, I think it's the only logical reason I can think of for calling it that instead of the other.
Or they wanted to go alphabetical.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And yeah, I'll take Aria's hand and kind of concentrate, and she gets kind of like a silvery shimmer around her.
Oh. DM Chromie says it's a legacy name from first edition when alignment mattered.
Oh.
True gamer moment has never been had. Yeah, very true. Yeah. DM Chromie, thank you very much. That's fascinating.
That is cool, man. Thank you.
All right, interesting.
I still think alignment is fun, even though it doesn't really matter anymore. It's fun.
Yeah, it matters for some classes. Paladins, it kind of matters. But yeah, long since ditched the need to have it in most of my games. I'm just like, all of my players tend to play sort of around about the neutral good, neutral chaotic good as it is. So yeah,
a lot of chaotic neutrals around.
I love that Julio started out as chaotic neutral and is definitely a good boy now.
He's even more like lawful good now because like he goes with the tree things.
Yeah, absolutely. True alignment shift in a rogue bard. Weird. Kesh, you know those runes are written in Sylvan.
Cool. Love it.
And when you are within the circle, everything within the circle looks like the life plane. It's got that little extra sparkly glowy about it. And the world beyond it looks the way Eric saw the life plane. Sort of this sepia, desaturated look about it. So you use the residual life magic that's within you from the plane of life to create a circle of life around this thing, which would presumably be very unpleasant for whatever is trapped in it that isn't life elemental aligned. Then, Eric and Julio have crafted this plant stem, this petal stem into a lance-like shape, growing it into the correct form. Can you please tell me what that looks like?
Julio, you take the lead on this.
Yeah, Julio is the local expert on sharpy, pointy objects.
Sure.
So, yeah, so he is trying to channel his years and years of experience in shanking people into something for good this time. So, aiming for a very sharp and precise kind of point that will leave as little damage as possible, but will pierce deep into the core.
So it's almost needle-like.
Yes.
You've gone like a leaf-shaped blade at the end, but very, very thin, like paper thin, but extremely strong. Yeah.
This is a giant leaf scalpel, it sounds like.
Yeah, it does sound like it. Yeah, amazing. And yeah, Gabby stands up and sort of puts her hands on her hips and looks down at it and goes, well, I don't know if I'd want that in my chest, but I also wouldn't want a death elemental in my chest, so... Anything else?
Let's watch it at
Believe.
work.
Believe, yeah.
Julio, I think that you should do the honors.
I think it's going to need the two of you.
I think so too.
It's still about 8 feet long. Well,
I'll
7.
aim.
It's about 6 feet long. It's as thick as like it's a good thickness. It's not a spear. It's thicker than a spear. It would probably be too heavy for Julio to accurately wield alone. It ain't a spear.
I guess Julio would be like aiming with a smaller bit where it thins out, and Eric is holding.
I'll hold up the
back.
back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Kesh, they are preparing themselves. August and Gabby go behind the bed head to pull the bed out as soon as you achieve what you are planning to achieve. And Eric and Julio go behind, stand in front of the bed. Julio probably on the bed, straddling Eric's mum. Like on his feet, not on his knees. Let's be honest. Don't make it weird. And she is Beleri. She looks up at you and says, "I'm ready. Do it. One way or the other. I want this over." And then she looks at Eric and says, "However this goes, thank you. I love you, son."
I love you. And I'm going to put some pressure on the back of the thing.
Yep. And Julio, Kesh, you cast your protection from evil and good.
Mm-hmm.
Just as Julio reaches, leans back, and Eric, providing the muscle behind it, stabs down into it as a few of the runes leap off the ground and run up the bed and onto Area Shadowmalt, and begin to just sort of slowly move around her like moving tattoos, just sort of on her skin and in her feathers, as the blade of this life lance lances down at her. Eric and Julio, it's like when you're trying to put two negatively charged magnets together, and it's just, there's this pressure. There's this area you can't quite make it. Can I get, please, both of you, what check would you make to make this work?
I think for Julio it makes sense to use sleight of hand right now because he's going for precision. He's not a very strong boy. He's going for aim on this.
Okay. All right. Yep.
And I used my fucking inspiration. Fuck.
I didn't know you were going to help.
It's fine. Do I have advantage because Eric is helping? Like, do we give each other advantage or
no?
Or we
This
just
is a sort of a
separate?
group skill check. I'm going to ask Kesh for a check in a minute to see what she'd do to help.
Okay.
I think Kesh would be Arcana, because the use of your spell is basically you're trying to force it out while these guys are trying to stab it, is what I'm seeing. That's a filthy 20 from Julio, with guidance, assuming, 22 for Julio. Eric, what do you do?
If Julio is using finesse, then I'm supplying the strength to this, so I'd like to use athletics to bring it down.
Stinky
22.
22.
Same brain. 22.
Nice. Kesh, I need an Arcana check from you, unless you could make an argument for something else. A 3.
Fuck me. No one want to buy me an inspiration?
Yeah, I thought Bishop Blood was talking about buying inspiration.
I could really use it right now because
Wink, wink.
I just fucked that up real bad.
Nat 1 as well. That's hell.
Yeah.
Tony and
Hey.
Treasure.
Nice.
Save.
Legends.
Tony bought a
Thank you for saving the
D4 and
campaign.
Treasure bought a reroll.
Inspiration.
Okay, a 16. That's like a gazillion times better.
Baited and saved. Yeah, do you want to use that D4 as well, Cash?
Yeah, I feel like it's important.
Yeah. You do have one, but you
18.
18. All right. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Chat's
I felt
got
a
you.
kind of nervous feeling in my throat there.
It is as though you are drawing something out of her. The blood of her wounds coalesces into a blob in the air in front of Area. The space between you, between her and the blade. You struggling to get the tip of the blade more than 6 inches from her chest. You just can't get it any closer. But it doesn't seem like you need to. This ooze is coming out and it forms into this ball in the air between the blade and the body. The more power you exert as Kesh begins to strengthen the wards and bring more of the runes in from the ground, flow them up onto her body, the more effort Eric brings down with his strength behind it, the more focused Julio becomes. The larger this ball becomes, it begins to grow and stretch, pulling back from her, more of this ooze flowing out of her wounds. As you draw it out, this orb begins to take form in a curled up fetal position with long, thin arms and legs tucked up against a round, thick body and a wide head. The blade is sort of forced backwards, but you are still definitely achieving your goals, but you are almost obliged to take a step back. The blade is simply not capable of touching this thing. Equally, however, it is not touching Area. As the last of the poison is drawn, it drops to the bed, which is then whisked out from underneath it. Just as it begins to drop, Gabby and August yank the bed out from underneath it. The three of you find yourselves standing inside Kesh's magic circle with this thing. It drops to the ground, its limbs catching itself, and looks around. Thick black smoke oozing off it. It is about 8 feet tall when it stands and slowly exhales. A breath of grave air comes out of its mouth. Glassy white eyes and grey mottled skin, which feature thick bony spikes at the wrists and knees, as well as down its head and spine. It looks at the three of you, and its tongue runs along cracked lips. And I think we will leave it there.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. Love it.
Love everything about it.
Motherfucker.
Was that good? Did you guys enjoy?
Yeah.
Really nervous going into
It's really
that.
good.
Well done.
Oh.
You have...
Now just not die.
Yeah, now just probably maybe fight whatever this is and then not die. Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. You guys did a great job. And guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope everybody has enjoyed that rather tense episode of Monsters and Magic. Menzeloth is the infant in your throat, the fetus in your cradle, the child on your floor. No, it's not Menzeloth. Menzeloth
It's
is
worse.
dead. We know that. It's much worse.
This is the dreaded death elemental Dave.
Yeah.
Yes,
David
of
Davidson.
Dave.
Yeah.
We're going to call it Dave.
Dave. Yeah,
We're
now.
gonna shank
Hey,
Dave.
this plant is called Mandy. What do you want?
Dave's a lot.
Dave's a lot.
Before we get into our favorite moments, I want to put something out there, preempt a bit as a group favorite moment.
Oh, yeah.
And this includes chat, because I feel like everyone contributed that that last sequence of the last 45 minutes or whatever
Mm.
of everyone working together and making an equal contribution to
Yeah.
cure Mum felt
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
That felt better than like a climactic boss battle.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No.
And it
Thank you
didn't
for
feel
the
like anyone's
support.
individual moment. It really felt like a shared moment.
Thank you for the chat support for not rolling a crit fail for my Arcana.
Absolutely. All for the blood. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
agreed
I put
completely.
in here even chat help.
That.
Yeah.
Don't lick my mouth.
Yeah, amazing. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. And now we're going to do what we like to do at the end of all of our streams, something we have stolen unapologetically from the Dreaded GM. We're going to do our favorite moments. Yeah, alrighty. Bishop Blood, by your NPC, they may well wind up being that hedge guy. No, that's Privet. Privet the hedge. Pizza the Hut. Can we get a D4 in chat, please? Because that's how we decide who we flatter first. Because being creative is difficult, and it's important to acknowledge where you did well. Tony loves rolling these. Yeah, it's also an absolute pleasure having everybody in chat. It's really lovely to see you all. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you to Just Another Guy Named Harry and Hydro Katana for your... NPC has been redeemed for your follows. Kovac Kurakil.
Oh, it was ready.
Ooh, a bearded vulture. Love it. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, let's get it. I'm going to roll a d4. I'm going to do it in physical.
Heck yeah.
I'm going to do it with
Do
real
it.
dice. 3. A 3. We're talking about cash first.
I have one prepared. Shut up, Brandon.
Okay.
Wow.
No, I really liked how Cash was like very nervous to approach the flower and understood the very awkward and heavy position in which her as a leader she had to be in. I really appreciated there was like no gun ho, hey, we're just gonna yoink that shit. Cash really like lent some heaviness to the moment, which I really appreciated.
Mihai Stonescu, Mihai that you met down below, it was a bought NPC by Lilith. Ages ago, I found it in an old bunch of notes, and I was like, "Oh shit, I never included her." There is another one, Angelica Christie. She will be coming up as well. But yeah, I really liked Mihai. So that was that. That was from Lilith, and I apologize if Roval Jax is still here. That was who I thought. I thought had bought it, but it turns out it was Lilith. Yeah. Kura is Latin for blood. Keel is bird bone. So the more you know. There you go. All right, Kura Keel. Bloodbone. Interesting. Cool. And that was Bish Bosh. Yeah, favorite Karen moment. Sorry. I really liked... I don't want to harp on that same thing. Oh, have we lost a Brendan? We have. We've lost a Brendan.
Uh-oh.
He hasn't complimented me yet. Come back, Brenton. Come back.
That's on me. I told him to shut up and he took it too hard. And
Aw. Aw.
he commits to the bit. We need to appreciate that.
Weird.
Oh well, you flatter me, Josh, and hopefully he'll get back in time
Yeah,
to,
fair enough.
pull his weight.
Yeah, I really like you casting. I loved your description of Magic Circle.
Thank you.
That was really cool. You went in a different direction with it, but I really loved it. And I was like, oh, I can see it. I know exactly what it means. And I love it when somebody else puts runes in the world. I'm like, you know these runes are going to say some weird shit. You have never had bad experiences with life runes yet. But yeah, no, that was a really nice moment. I thought that was really cool. And also awesome that you finally get to cast that spell.
Yeah, I don't get to bust out the magic very often.
No. Yeah, Cash being awkward when first talking to Mandy, says Bishop Blood as well. Agreed. Yeah.
Like, how do I ask this sentient creature to sacrifice its life for me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that you
was
didn't- Sorry, carry on.
that was my favorite Kesh moment, was initiating and leading that conversation. Yeah, it was very interesting and entertaining. Yeah, seeing how awkward Kesh was about that.
I think what was interesting about it was you didn't try to explain to it that saving this woman's life, when it said life for a life, that was the only note I had made about that conversation about something like it. I have made a note that it would not accept just giving its life to save another, because a life for a life mathematically is no trade at all. When it knows itself and it doesn't know your mum, it's like, I'm really sorry, but I'm me. But you didn't try and explain to it why. You didn't try to explain to it that saving this woman would actually save a lot more people. That it's not just one life for many. It's not just one for one. It would be for many. When that argument could certainly be made.
I think I briefly alluded to it, but I didn't like.
But yeah, it's like, but a bunch of people I've never even heard of. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, Karen, favorite self?
Oh, it's hard.
Turn off the heartbeat, because that's actually quite sort of tense. I don't know if
Borking
anybody else
the
can hear
check and then unborking the check.
it. Yeah,
Which bit, sorry?
at the very end.
The very end.
Sorry,
The reroll, the clutch reroll.
Oh, yeah, massively failing my Arcana check. Yeah.
So, peek behind the DM screen. I needed an average of 18 from all of you.
Yo, shut up.
And you got it. In fact, you all got over 18. Cash got 18, the other two got 22 apiece. So, yeah. But with the 22s, you needed at least a 12, I think. So, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, chat.
Yeah, thank you. Like, honestly, I think talking with Mandy just has to be my favorite bit, because it was just kind of grappling with how do you express to another creature that I need you to die to save someone, but it's more than just saving someone. It's
Absolutely. I also liked you leaning in and going, no, it's important we get down off the mountain. I will take the exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there was a point to start
choice.
rushing.
Yeah. Agreed, Treasure. Yeah, it needed to work. Can't kill Eric's mum. Good point. Alrighty, cool. Treasure, could you roll us a D3 in chat, please? To see who we talk about next.
Could you sit maybe, or chill out in other ways, dog? Now, the dog keeps changing position and sticking her paws into uncomfortable places. I'm like, thanks, honey, love
It's like
it.
she's just hanging out, standing.
Yeah, I'm just like,
she
why
is.
did I just
Got a
slow
1.
down?
We're talking about the DM. Favorite
The
DM
DM.
moments. Got him.
Okay, I'll start. I mean, a lot of really great stuff as always, but the one thing that I noted was dropping that the older heart is the reason for all of the elemental incursions.
That's big lore drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how long that has been a thing in your head, or if you only kind of did that in response to the older heart being so important to this group. But yeah, that was
How long has it been in my head? About a season. How long has it been? But in terms of central to my lore, it's just a logical follow through of everything else that I've structured in this world. So, like, why else would the other elemental planes be interested in this plane as strongly as they are? Also, given actually, it was almost a direct outcrop of a conversation I had with Rhythm at the beginning of the season about heavy. The only lore I have just written down about this setting, about the creation of this universe, and from that, the logical follow-on is what I stated, is that the existence of the Old Heart is essentially a declaration of intent by the plane of life. And the other planes are like, the fuck you say? So yeah, I did enjoy that. That was not something I was like planning to drop. I was just like, it felt logical to do so at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of things that are logical to do, I really appreciated how you turned the plane elemental into sort of an arc for Eric, for recognition that he actually got at the end. That was very satisfying. Just to see that his actions and him being true to his word, it paid off. And the seed that you added like 3 or 4 sessions ago, it all kind of came full circle, and it was a very cool moment. I really appreciated it.
Yeah. Treasure agrees. Life plane accepting Eric was, that was good fun.
Like, I really dug the description of the kind of death creature. Would you settle down, please? Dog really wants attention.
Yeah.
I really love the description of the fish, kind of this.
It looks not
The
unlike
death
a frog.
elemental. The death elemental just being.
And Brendan's
kind
going,
of...
fuck, I know what that is.
I can think of a couple of options that I didn't think you were aware of. So we'll say, oh, no, yeah, got you now. We're in this, yeah. That's worse than I was thinking, yep.
Yeah, it was really cool, that whole kind of description.
Just let her out.
Ouch.
Siri, come up. Sorry, probably blew out everybody's eardrums. I thought I have 2 favorite me moments, but they were essentially the same thing. I thought I managed to reach a pair of really cool climactic tension moments. At the end of the life plane, and then again at the end of the session, there were 2 very heavy-duty sort of DM takes the reins and describes the shit out of this. I thought I did an amazing job of both of those, particularly as the first one was completely unscripted. I had not anticipated you saying, hey, can we stay here and maybe build a house? I thought that was cool. And the bamboo building around you and the life plane accepting Eric was improvised. But he'd earned it.
That was cool as well.
Yeah. I like having NPCs there to be able to input my suggestions, as a DM suggestion to. I had no idea how you were gonna make that thing work. In my notes it says they figure that out then.
The Vintyrblossom.
Yeah. I didn't know what you were going to do with it. At this point, I just assume you guys will make up some crazy bullshit that, I say no until it sounds good, and then I say yes. But it's sort of like, I also liked being Gabby. I liked Gabby going, I have no fucking clue. Why are you asking me? I make shit go bang.
I think she's
Normally
selling herself
fire
a bit
shit.
short there.
Yes. But, particularly the fire elemental stuff. It's always fire elemental stuff. There's a difference,
That was the first
Eric.
time it occurred to Brendan. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Well,
tenders,
I'm
man.
committed
We're firefighters, not life fighters. That's what Cash is.
Yeah, we're not cops.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. Alrighty. Well, thank you very much for my favorite moments. Let's talk D2s. We need a Julio or an Eric. Dude, same. Yeah. Yeah. Bish Bosh, do you want to rock us a D2? Here we go. A 1 on the dice for Julio. Favorite Daria moments. Dude, I'm going to. Damn it! No, actually, mine's second to that. Yeah, the memory. Yes, Karen, expand if you want.
I can't even begin to expand on it. It was just this really beautiful moment. And yeah. Speaks for itself.
Mine was
wonderful.
secondary to that. When you were talking to the second flower, and I was like, oh. You can't drop that sort of shit in front of me, and I can't. I'm gonna force you to expand on that. And I'm gonna do it in character. You're asking this thing for some of its seed. It's gonna ask you what about the memory made you upset, and that your acting there was so good.
Fun fact: the memory. That is the first time I thought about, hey, what did Julio do before pirating?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. And
I kind of assumed that. But I love it. As backstory, I'm like, yes, orphan, yes. Orphan with kindly Vulpin nun lady. Maybe, I don't know, nun, but orphanage.
Matron,
yeah. Bishop Blood loved when Julio started singing, as in Bishop Blood, that bit where he started giving bardic inspiration an hour before it was needed.
I didn't want to do that. Y'all were like, well, we're waiting.
I love that it was never used either.
No.
Yeah, great for me.
Yeehaw, brother. Yeah, that was very funny.
My favorite Julio moment was, I'm excluding everything around the making Mum better because I've kind of covered all of that. But I liked kind of in between those two moments of you were the one who offered to sow the seeds for Mandy. And really helped Kesh to nail that negotiation. So that was very cool.
Yeah. That was what was needed to convince Mandy. It was an offer I was not expecting, and I love it. I love to be surprised. So that was a great idea. And Mandy was like, oh, actually, that's a valid... But hey. Stepping back on purpose, says Treasure. Connecting to the older heart and letting Eric lead, helping his mum. Yeah, that was very cool. I also liked when you talked to Mihai. And just that, we will be back. I will explain. We will, yes, Tree Pope for life, but yes. Yeah, that was cool. That was very cool.
Thank you.
Favorite self?
Okay, favorite self? Yeah, favorite self. Okay. Yes, I did like that every session, as we were in the lifeline, in the back of my mind, I still remembered.
You're muted. Cat may have
Motherfucker.
muted you.
Yeah.
Cats are just running wild.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll restart. Every session on the life plane, I always had in the back of my mind that I still have that life water with me. And I was like, I know I need to use it until we finish because you mentioned that it's not going to be powerful when we leave. And I'm like, when is the good moment for it? And when it turned out that the flower is alive, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, this is where it's going to be useful. But another thing, and yeah, I liked stepping back and seeing Eric get in charge of the ritual. That was very good. But honestly, one moment that was very small, but I did kind of enjoy, is Julio kind of showing his teeth when it came to like even the offhand idea of getting rid of all the heart. Like Kesh just like said it as a simple little offhand comment. He's like, no, that is not happening. Because Julio is kind of in his like pacifist route right now. But this and the moment when he was standing up to one of the gods about all the heart. That is like the closest we get to Julio like showing that he will do anything it takes to protect all the heart now.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. That was very, very cool. Awesome. Thank you very much. And I think we've got left Brendan. Favorite Eric moments.
Perfect order, because Eric is, I think this was one of the biggest episodes for Eric in general, on par with like coming back and talking to his grandma for the first time in my eyes, because he kind of, there was always this like hope and like desire to detangle himself from his family, a little bit of insecurity about his position, and today, fucking tail of the cat, and today all of that fell away, and he found his place. Even the other worlds accept Eric for who he is rather than what he's supposed to be or who he's expected to be. And for me, that was like a culmination of Eric's character just like fully growing into what a hero is.
Yeah. That was wonderful.
You're gonna make me cry. Stop it.
I loved you.
Yeah, bitch.
I loved you kind of getting Gabby like ready to go. Like you said this to Gabby like it was ain't no thag, and Gabby was like freaking out, and you're just like, no, we got this. I'm right here. We're gonna work it out. We can do this. Like we all kind of talk about Kesh being the leader, but Eric can step up when it's his time and his moment. He just kind of is like, right, doing this.
I had mine was a relatively small one, but you ordered Iari around. Here, make bandages out of this. Loved it. And I have a second, but I'll wait, because you may say it.
Well, first of all, I wasn't expecting this to be such a big episode for Eric. It started pretty nonchalantly, all things considered. So I have a couple of moments that I think really kind of encapsulated what Eric was up to today. But I had put giving Grandma the directions, but the other thing that I had written was, and again, this kind of coincides with the two climactic moments that you identified earlier, Josh, talking to the life plane and convincing it to help us, to protect us while we rest. And that felt like the moment that led to the plane's acceptance.
Yeah.
So that felt very good. And on a lighter note, I did like the couple of times where, at first it was Julio with his inspiration, and then saying, actually, we could probably do this thing in an hour. And then Mihai and Kesh. Yeah, because I had it in my head for a while, for at least 10 minutes, that we can probably just walk around with this thing. But then these two characters got very excited about getting to use their scrounge craft. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to let them do it. And then they kind of failed. So it was funny coming in with that. Well, actually,
It's probably no need for
fine.
it. Like, yes.
And what led to like a nice kind of light-hearted moment in between these two.
Particularly when we totally fudged it up and we're just looking
Yeah.
at this ridiculous.
This looks like a picnic umbrella.
Yeah.
I also loved little moment. It was very quick. I love you, son. And I love you back. So don't think we've ever heard him say that. And I was just like, whoa, you gotta, if you can sneak that in, if you can sneak in something like that, that's some good shit.
If we were live, I would have interrupted you with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because, you know, Zoom, it gets a bit weird talking over each other, but yeah.
Oh, as in you would have said it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was also nice for her character arc and for the family's character arc for her to say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also wasn't expecting, like, I just kind of found myself taking charge of the procedure, and it wasn't until Josh as Iari took Julio aside and was like, hey, aren't you supposed to be leading this? That I was like, oh, yeah, I hope I'm not stepping on any toes. But it felt, and I think that was what started to turn into a group thing.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, felt good. Just on the note of Gabby as well, I like that. I mean, Eric has always been pleasant to Gabby and has always like appreciated what Gabby's been able to do, but this felt like one of the first times where he really was, tender with her, and well, in a way, but was very firm with her as well, and was like, shut the fuck up. I believe in you. I need you to do work. I know you can do that. So let's do this together and make magic happen. Yeah, it's really interesting the way that their relationship has grown from when you first threw her in as like a random love interest
kind of joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was obliged to make her up on the fly because I based her on the character from CSI.
NCIS, yeah.
NCIS, yeah.
Yeah.
2 years ago. Yeah, amazing. Well, that was some excellent favorite moments from an excellent session, guys. I had an amazing time. We should probably go away from here because we've been streaming for a gosh darn while. Guess, Karen.
Can I do a quick bonus, Eric?
Please do.
When I was riding Eric the giant spider in the switcheroo from Eric the tiny spider, normally riding around on my shoulder.
Yes, that's a good flip. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is a fun little moment.
It's next
Enjoy
Thursday,
it.
Treasure. Next third birthday. Next Thursday is our third birthday of Humblewood. Can't wait for my NPC come season 27. No, I'll probably manage to work it in this season, and if it's going in Barovia, probably pretty easy. They're about to go to an actual place soon. Problem is, they're in a deserted place. They're like, well, not deserted, but it's got a very limited list of people it could be. Stay tuned.
Also, Tony, I would watch the shit out of NCIS Humblewood.
Heck yeah. I am imagining Julio just cracking a one-liner, then turning to the camera, ow! Dun, dun.
That's CSI,
Sunglasses.
not NCIS, but point still stands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, guys, who the absolute
Looks
heck have
like
you been
this
evening?
Humblewood resident just got stiff.
Ow!
Never mind.
Dun, dun, yeah.
I would like to humbly suggest that Dara get inspiration.
I'll allow it. Everybody gets one. Inspo for 1. There we go. Done. We need this crime team to come back. Fun story.
That's
Crime
such a
team.
bullshit.
Crime team is next week. You will
Well, new
learn
crime
more. New crime team is next week.
Well,
And it
are we
may-
doing our outros? You can learn
Yeah.
more right now.
Yeah, let's do that then.
So,
Brendan, who the heck are you?
yeah, I'm Brendan, and normally I'm a player on this Humble channel, but next week and the following 2 weeks, so 3 weeks in a row, which is going to make this episode right now very awkwardly stilted, but that's fine. For the next 3 weeks, I will be DMing a Humblewood Candlekeep adventure starring Tali as a private detective investigating some dodgy stuff for Josh's Humblewood World's 3rd anniversary. And Josh is going to be a player in it.
We will probably also see the return of a Karen character. It is looking like Catherine Corvamus will also make a reappearance.
Just remember, I'm not available one of the weeks because I agreed to go to that thing.
That is true. Yeah, you can't do next week actually.
Yeah, because I
that.
kind of got emotionally blackmailed into going to a family event.
That's valid. Yeah.
Families are the worst at emotionally
Her grandmother's 100th birthday.
Yeah, but we're having the party on Sunday. Which I was all ready for. I'd made sure I was free. I'm making fancy fairy bread. And then
It's
they're
not
like, wait,
this
you're not coming to the
Sunday,
thing
right?
on Thursday? No, it's the Sun, not this Sunday, Sunday after.
Sunday after.
And then they're like, wait, you're not coming on the Thursday night? I'm like, because I stream on Thursday nights. They said the second you said a Thursday night that I probably wouldn't be able to be there. And
They
then
all acted super fucking salty about it.
then they got really I was just like, where is this hostility coming from?
There may not be a Catherine Corvamus then. We may have to...
or if there is, the week after.
Yeah. It may begin as a 3 and then become a 4.
We can figure it out.
Yeah. Alrighty, cool. Well, speaking of Karen, who the heck are you?
Hello, I am Karen, sometimes known as the Mother of Bunnies. I am a performer, a writer, an internet addict. You can follow me on Twitter /X at Mother of Bunnies, where I'm just hanging out, watching the entire thing implode like a poorly made submersible. You can also follow my Skeletal Ego.
Oddly specific reference.
Yeah.
I love that reference.
Thank you. Over on the Instagram.
Another instance of millionaires building a coffin for themselves.
Yeah. Amazing. Where was I? I can't remember.
Well, let's.
I'm also in the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons, which you can go listen to. And I'll be here at least on Tuesday. Possibly on Thursdays. We'll see how we go with the 3-shot. I might sneak in in week 2 and surprise you all.
Yeah.
And I have a little question for you guys to ponder about. You can either dump it in chat or you can go fight about it on Discord. I'm in the process of building us a proper website, finally. Had owned the domain for a year, haven't actually gone and built the freaking website. But I'm finally doing it, which means I have to update our merch stall. So if there's anything you particularly want from merch from us, if there's a particular piece of character art you want on a particular thing, if there's a particularly funny quote or reference you think should be on a t-shirt, feel free to let me know. I'm not guaranteeing I'll definitely do everything, but I'll definitely consider everything.
Picture of Eric with Tar Lord and Savior.
Star-Lord is you in his undead army.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
That would be
Tar-Lord
new
and
art,
Savior.
Dari. I need a picture of Eric looking face on, going, you.
Yeah, for sure.
I want you to leap in a
Going into the tar pit.
Turns out the real tar pit was the friends you found along the way.
The friends you melted along the way.
And then we need a mouse in the Pope costume saying tree, Pope, tree, Pope.
Tree post, tree post.
So yeah,
Daria,
any
Come up with
suggestions?
more art ideas that we're going to commission you for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is
Great,
awkward.
great.
Oh,
You still need a method
message
by which
me.
I can pay you.
Yes, I know. Josh is
Um,
like dying to give me money. I'm like, no.
Oh, I'm happy to keep it in my account. I just may forget by the end of next financial year. Yeah, if you do have any suggestions, please throw them up in the Hung, Drawn, and Quartered in our Discord. Daria, who the heck are you, you artist, you?
Amazing question. I'm Daria. I
Very
am
beautiful
an
question.
artist and an obvious genius of acting.
Sure.
I'm here on Thursdays, except for the next 3 Thursdays, I think, right? So I'm gonna
Unless
be
you want to
back
be
on
involved.
30. Well, we'll talk about it. But I'll
Yeah,
definitely
you
be on
could
the first. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, thank
No.
you so much. I love being here. Bye.
Bye. Is the get shipwrecked landlubber a thing yet? I don't know. Is it?
It could be.
I
Is
love
this an
it.
official request?
That's
I like
a picture
it.
of Josh the Pirate get shipwrecked landlubber. And Madame and Monsieur, Dharma under hair and the beings of it determined at gender persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsairs Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-related games with my lovely wife, Karen, the mother of bunnies, and all my marvellous friends. We will be back on Monday night for some more Midnight and Madness. The gang is in Barovia. They have defeated the Lich Extanta and are now looking for his phylactery. Actually, right now they're having a long rest because they got the shit kicked out of them. They've gone back
The
to
Amber
the
Temple
entrance.
sucks.
It's so good. I was impressed. 3 of them did it. 3 of them and a revenant offsider who didn't have a magic weapon and therefore was pretty fucking useless. I burned a finger of death, 3 fireballs. Trish Caper got knocked over, I want to say 4 times. It was only Aura of Life that kept her in the game. The cleric
means
started
both
the
me
fight.
and Josh have nearly killed Rachel now.
The cleric started the fight with a single spell slot and spent most of it hiding because he had cast Aura of Life, thereby making the party functionally immortal, as long as he didn't get hurt and lose concentration on the spell. Yeah, it was a good fight. I almost had him, which is what you want, really. You want to almost kill your party. And then on Tuesday night, Karen and I will be back for some Roll Table for Tuesday. The Roll Table for Tuesday, where we will be starting the second book of Roll Table for 2, The Quartz Capital, where Sasa and Frass go to to meet Queen Penelope of Benevoli to assist her with her grimy situation. So that'll be fun. And then back here for Brendan's Insanity on Thursday. We also have I am in talks with Tony Karlstrom
That felt targeted.
What? No. What? No.
Brendan's Insanity.
I mean, I'm sure it'll be great and insane. And then, the wonderful Tony Karlstrom will be coming back very, very soon to run some more Mutant Chronicles for us. He and I just need to chat about it.
And someone in chat requested more Jackbox games, and I think
that was Tony too, but yes.
I think we can find our way to playing more Jackbox games.
Yeah, it's great fun. Cool. Alrighty. Well, we should go away from here now. Karen, can you tell me about the Ukraine?
I can. You may have heard about the war in Ukraine. Unfortunately, it is still very much going on. So if you are in a position to offer some financial support to the people of Ukraine, you can follow the link in chat for the Emergency Action Appeal, group of Australian charities and not-for-profits who are offering support to Ukrainian refugees. You can just straight up donate. You can pick your charity, direct your donation directly to where you want it to go. Donations, big and small, are all gratefully received. So if you've only got $1, chuck them $1. Actually, I don't know if you can donate just $1, but I'm sure you can donate.
I think it's 2 is the minimum.
I think 2 is the minimum. There's normally a minimum, but it's pretty low.
Yeah.
Like, they're not like $50 or fuck off.
Or, no, I think you can donate whatever you like, but $2 is the minimum you can claim as a write-off.
Oh,
why I
so if
have
you want
2
to
in
get a
my head.
tax benefit for your charity, you're going to give them at least $2.
I mean, it's not much of a tax benefit if you do less than $2, so yeah.
No, it's not really worth the effort if it's less than $2.
Yeah. It's always great watching and listening to Daria's shenanigans, says Tony. I really enjoy you on the channel. I do too, Tony. I agree completely. Daria is a gem as well as a troll. So, we will...
The shiniest
I
and
guess I'll
sparkliest
stop
of
my-
trolls.
I'll stop my petition for getting Daria kicked off the channel then. Never
Yeah,
mind.
look.
You'll never win, Brendan.
It was
You'll
some
never win.
seriously good trolling at the beginning when you typed SideQuest Cove or SideQuest and then refused to tell us how to pronounce it.
Flounder.
It was
Drown. I want to see you suffer.
Shiv Denver. I will say your surname badly as many times.
Thankfully, that is not,
It's not
even
your
here,
surname,
So I'm
yeah.
not even getting roasted.
The face you pulled says otherwise. We're going to go away from here now and raid the Eldritch Scribe because they're our stream team buddies and bloody champions. Guys, throw your favorite raider modes up in chat. Tell Des and Raph where we came from and show them the love like we always do. We will see you here, same bad time, same bad channel on Monday night for some more Humblewood. Guys, say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Whee!